Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's
go.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Extended remix.
Oh, yeah.
Extended remix.
Oh, yeah.
Put it in your Twix.
Oh, yeah, Ryan. That song gets me pumped.
That's what it's designed for.
Every time.
Thank you, Hermit Convention, for our most amazing music.
Yeah. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, buddy. Welcome to Tavern Talk. You ready to open that tavern door?
Please do. We need a crane.
Feeling good about that?
I'm loving it. That's a big, scary door.
All right, it's a lively tavern we have around us.
Yeah, listen to them all. Jeez. Keep it down, guys.
Sorry for the late start, everybody. We will tell you about it in our Patreon exclusive backstage video.
Oh, man. I'm sweating. You can't tell. But let's, you know what? Let's bring our guests in, Ryan, right now. Let's bring him in. Come on. Open that door one more time. Get him in. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Welcome. We have Vance, the Bard of the Red Hand, and Riddhima. Welcome. Both seasoned. Who's the first time guest?
Both of you.
No, I think both of us have been on here.
I have never been on Tavern Talk. We did a live stream together for charity.
That's true. Yes.
I don't think I've ever actually been on your scheduled show.
You have not, and I have written a little song because you are part of our new best friend group.
Beautiful.
You both are. We'll get to that in just a second. Well, Vance, the Bard of the Red Hand, welcome. Riddhima, welcome. Riddhima, I just watched your live stream yesterday. You were just talking books, and gosh, I realized I have not read that many books in fantasy.
Nope.
Yeah, neither have I. There's a lot of books out there.
Oh, man. I was writing stuff down. What was it? The Goblin Emperor you had recommended. That tickled my little spine. I was like, ooh, that sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. It's a great book.
Nice. So, what is the series that you recommend besides Wheel of Time? And we'll get into it in a sec. But what is the series that you recommended besides Wheel of Time? You say if you like Wheel of Time, get into this.
I don't know. My favorites are like Wheel of Time and Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. Those are like my two biggest favorites. And then right now I'm reading Malazan, which is also like a really long fantasy series. So I feel like if you want something long, you can go for Malazan. Probably.
Malazan. Okay, so I was going to ask you, do you recommend Malazan?
Yeah, I that's what I was coming to, but I like Malazan.
Which is more like marzipan.
Malazan is the technically correct way. I actually just finished the first book of that series, and Wheel of Time fans, recommend it 100%. I loved it. So
nice. Is there another series that you would recommend, Vance, besides the Malazan or Malazan, whatever series?
I mean, so like I'm not that well read in fantasy, but the shoe-in choice is of course Stormlight Archive because it's Brandon Sanderson. You're going to have a really easy time transitioning into that world, given your experience with him and his writing the last 3 books of the series, if you've made it that far. So that's the easy cop-out one. I guess if I don't really know. Like I said, I'm not that well read, so took me a long time to get back into reading and even finish Wheel of Time. So I'm relatively new to the whole reading scene.
Yeah.
I took a break during and for a number of years after college.
Okay. Well, we'll get into your history a little bit, but let's let's start with the show, Ryan. Ryan, as you know, I write songs for all our new best friends. They're not good.
What?
But
what?
But
Dan, they're sweeping the nation, Dan.
Okay, well, they're sweeping the nation apparently. So, guys, I apologize, but I wrote you guys a song, and I'm going to sing it now. So, the only way I can play, I don't know if you guys know, the only way I can play is if I'm on my back, staring at the ceiling. It's a thing. So, I need to get off screen.
All right, he's emoting. All right, yep.
And I need to actually move my mic to that. All right. And the first song is for Vance. Let's see. It's Capo Fe. All right. How's that sound, Ryan?
Sounds great.
All right. Ryan, I should inform you in advance that my heart is askance, like a song by My Chemical Romance. It's like I wore my fancy pants that I used to dance to EDM and trance at a rave in France or Demance. Meet our new best friend, the bard of the red hand. It's Vance. All right.
Yeah.
But there's more. There's more. Capo 2 now.
Oh.
All right. All right. You think these songs are improv, but no, they're written up. Yeah, I know. Come on. Well, this name is hard to rhyme. I'd almost given up. So I asked for help from my son Riley, who's a kid of mine. Come on. So here's what I came up in that bit of time. Meet our new best friend. It's Riddhima.
Amazing. Good job.
Wow.
10 out of 10.
Holy
10 out
crap,
of 10.
holy.
All right, guys. Thank you, and I'm sorry. I apologize.
Clap,
You
clap.
know, it is what it is.
No, that was awesome.
Clap, 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 clap.
Your name was a challenge, Riddhima.
You could
I
have
w-
gone for like Rid or something. That might have been easier.
You're right, but
yeah,
we didn't know.
Well, and,
Okay.
and you know what? I like a little challenge, but I swear to God, like for the last 3 or 4 days, I fell asleep and woke up thinking of your name, thinking, God, how am I gonna rhyme this thing? It was tough. It was tough. So I did fake rhymes. I mean, so thank you. All right, there we go.
It was good. It was awesome.
I got to admit though, Rid as a fantasy name is amazing. Just like Vin.
Yeah.
Like Rid. Like I could totally imagine like a super badass female character named Rid.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I would love that. That would be awesome.
I think one of the reasons
Writers out there.
one of the reasons Wheel of Time succeeds is because all its main characters, there's nothing more than 2 syllables, more or less. You got Matt, Rance,
That's true.
Perrin. Perrin is even
Perrin.
more or less one. Perrin.
Yeah.
Nynaeve, even
Egwene,
Egwene.
Nynaeve.
But you don't have
Man.
like these hard names to say.
Yeah,
And-
because when
That's
you're in the
true.
midst of battle, you gotta go Rand!
Yeah.
Tam! Right, like Riddhima! It's a little hard. It's like
Yeah.
Rid is way cooler.
Rid works. Rid works.
Rid works, yeah. Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
Rid sounds like an assassin. Glenn says, agreed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a verb and a word and a name.
Sounds like
Red-
that's
a
on theme for
great
Farseer
comic, Glenn.
trilogy, right?
Yeah.
Say-
That's true.
What are you drinking there, Vance?
This here is I'm gonna butcher this. Buna Habane from wonderful island of Isla.
Ooh,
So-
Isle of Isla.
Yes, Isla,
Huh.
Islay.
Huh.
It's tasty.
Yeah. Well done.
I feel like there might be child labor involved in that drink.
I hope not.
See, you could not have a fantasy hero named that.
No, you couldn't.
It's too long. It's too long.
Nope.
Far too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've always thought this is too many. That's why we all say ishy, but that's not appropriate.
Right.
No one's gonna if nowhere in the Amazon show are we gonna hear ishy.
Nope.
Only in fucking Twitter of time.
See, he could have been a good guy just with Elon. Elon's a cool name.
Elon, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rally around Elon.
Snappy.
But Ishmael, it's too many. No.
Wait, pronounce this, Dan?
What?
Wait, pronounce
Elon?
this? No, how do you say this?
Ishmael?
Okay, that's not what you said.
Ishmael? I don't know. I have a nephew named Ismail, so I think I just, in my head, just cheat.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, let's get into it, brother Dan.
Let's get in.
Yeah, so these chapters that we talked about this last week, it was chapter 42, Falma, chapter 43, A Plan, and chapter 44, 5 Will Ride Forth. Chapter 42 is one of the harder chapters to read so far in this book. This is Egwene being actively broken. This is Egwene empathizing with a comrade, Aes Sedai, who was also captured, who wants to kill herself. Egwene's like, yeah, I get it. This is the worst ever. Min, if you can get away, go ahead. I'm not giving up, but I'm giving up, kind of thing. Do you guys remember when you first read this? Actually, so let's before we get into it, guys. When did you start reading this? Let me ask you first, Vance. When did you start reading The Wheel of Time?
So I picked up Eye of the World and started reading it in 2005, and then I took a break till 2010 when I finally finished Eye of the World. And after I finished it, I already had Great Hunt by that point, so I went right into it. And I think over the course of 3 weeks during a break between semesters in school, I actually read The Great Hunt, and it I was so enthralled with the book. But yeah, the whole thing about Egwene's capture and then the Shan Chan with the demonic collaring was just it threw me for a loop because it wasn't something I was expecting so early in the series. And I was talking with my friend Drew, who is co-host on the podcast, about it back then, and I was like, man, this series moves really fast for 14 books. And he was like, oh yeah, just you wait how fast it moves. Ha ha ha. Looking back, I hear that silent laughter every time I replay that conversation in my head. So yeah, but yeah, definitely I was just shocked that Jordan even kind of tackled this concept, and it was something I didn't even think about could happen, right? Because really we don't have a very good grasp on what the One Power is and what it does and how you can even limit people with it, even obviously we get it by the end of book 2, but we don't really have any hints of that in book 1 so much. So it was just kind of one of those world building elements that smacks you in the face the first time you read it. You're like, whoa, I didn't know that could happen. So.
Right. This is we've seen killing, we've seen Padden Fane, but this is kind of one of the more evil things that we have seen so far in the betrayal of an Aes Sedai giving away novices and accepted to slavery. It really, I was shocked when it happened at first. And I think that the White Tower tends to allow for the sisters to treat novices and accepteds really shitty. And so they went along with it because, well, Leandrin treated him like shit, but that's that's just par for the course. So I don't know. I kind of blame the white tire a little bit. Riddhima, when did you start this series? How did you get into this?
I was like 12 or 13, or I think I was 12. So I found out about the series through this forum called the Inheritance Forums, and it was like a website dedicated to the inheritance cycle by Christopher Paolini.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cool.
just a bunch of people were like talking about Wheel of Time, and I thought it sounded cool, so I started reading it. And yeah, I mean, specifically for The Great Hunt, I always like heard it described as like a really slow book, and then like the ending was really good. So for me, that was pretty true. Like, I think that the majority of the book is pretty slow because you're mostly just like following the horn or whatever. I mentioned this earlier, but it's been a while since I've read The Great Hunt, so I don't really remember details. But like generally, I think that The Great Hunt had like a really, really good ending, and like a lot happens in that last third of the book. So that's what I remember. And yeah, I think that like the whole arc of Egwene getting captured was like so good, and I think it definitely elevated the story to like a different level. Because like I think up until that point it was pretty like straightforward fantasy, and then that happens and you're kind of like, wow, these characters are like actually really, they're gonna go like pretty dark places.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And Village Matches, you're right. This is where the Shanshin all come in. And the Shanshin, there's not a whole lot of story behind them in this first book. We meet Turok, who collects people and old Quayandar artifacts. And for the most part, we just see them from outside until we get to Egwene being captured, and Rena telling her about the Idam and this Holdam and Damane, that relationship. I didn't pick up on the first time, but it struck me this reread that the Idam was created by an Aes Sedai.
Mm-hmm.
And the irony of that, and they kind of mention it, and it's like her screams were even louder. It's like, oh God.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what Robert Jordan likes to do, that kind of flip things around, like flip people's, like expose intention through the consequences in a way. Like he loves to, like, in the end, that's not surprising to me that like it comes from the Aes Sedai, because it's like the hubris of the Aes Sedai, kind of like slapping them back in the face, and they have to like suffer the consequences of it. And so many times, like, Robert Jordan has the kind of cultures or the individuals like suffer the consequences of the choices, of the predecessors.
Correct. And the Aes Sedai are at the top of the pyramid, and to become a Damane where you lose your name. Your Pura or Tuli or some pet name. They're petting on the head. If you're able, Pikachu. If you're able to detect, or you're getting an extra pudding at dinner. These are all just so demeaning and breaking. It's really fascinating seeing the way. And we were only seeing just a couple days. Egwene is going through weeks of this shit. We're only seeing and she's like, yeah, you don't understand. This happened one day and this happened one day. But she is going through just, Egwene, who wanted to join the group because she's like, adventure! You guys aren't going to leave without me. This sounds boring. And now she is enslaved and being and threatened to go across the Earth Ocean for who knows what, is quite the buyer's remorse, I would imagine.
No. So there's two kind of like, I think, huge kind of discussion points we can have with this situation. One is like, is Egwene's captor a bad person? And the other discussion point could be, what does all of this mean for Egwene in her character development, and does she make decisions further in the books that are related to her experiences here, and does it benefit her? Is it a challenge? I mean, I know that early on she's very traumatized and she makes some very rash decisions, but I'd like to get into more like her as an Amyrlin. Does this inform her as an Amyrlin, or does she kind of at some point get past this experience? Right. So we can start with
and that was a good question. And in reflection, Rena, Egwene kind of lucked out a little bit with her. She is not as harsh as many of the Soldom seem to be. Soldom are known to rip out tongues and hands because you don't need them to do your shit. And sleeping in a stable and doing all these horrible things. Rena is like, no, you can ask me a question. I understand. Is Rena a bad person? Let me ask you, Riddhima.
Yes.
Okay, just straight up, yes. Okay. Vance?
I don't know. I mean, part of her, it kind of is, because she does, we know at the end of this book, like, she finds out that Soldom can get collared, and they are people who can learn to channel. And she does nothing with that knowledge. Like, she doesn't institute any change or anything like that, because then she's scared she's going to get collared because of it. I mean, and more likely she'd probably just get executed, right? Like, so, I mean, that's an understandable fear to not bring that out, but, like, the other of it is they're a product of their society, which in turn is a product of Arthur Pendrag's son, Luthair, which is a product of Moradin becoming his advisor and turning him against the Aes Sedai at various points of his life. So, I mean, it's definitely not an easy call, I would say, but Rena makes some decisions that do not, they don't endear me to her personally. Like, she had some ability to start affecting change, and she doesn't do that until, like, way later. So,
okay, good point.
My take on it.
No, that's interesting, but it's kind of like a high standard you're kind of holding her to, right?
Well, Ryan, you're also thinking that the Shanshan. Well, let me. If I'm wrong, let me know. But the Shanshan think they are doing well. They do not. The Aes Sedai went mad, broke the world. The female Aes Sedai are out and about, and they have an opportunity to corral them or control them in some way. I mean, isn't that kind of what their whole deal is? That they are. I mean, I don't know what the Shanshan's whole deal is, but
don't the Shanshan have tainted prophecies they're running on also? Don't they have manipulated prophecies? Am I correct? The Shanshan are running on prophecies manipulated by Ishamael? Am I correct on this? Help me out with this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that there's dark friend manipulation going on there that is makes the whole thing. I mean, it's bad to begin with, but when you consider that there's active dark friend shenanigans going on, I don't see how you can defend it.
Yep.
No, you're right. No, but I guess what I'm trying to imagine is to be a Shanshan, soldier, or to be a Shanshan Adame, or whatever.
I mean, I think it comes down to as an institution, it's unethical. So sure,
right.
Individually, it's that I would rather blame the institution than the individual. But I mean, I still think that as an individual, you have certain responsibilities. But I mean, it's a complicated question.
It truly is.
Right.
It truly is. Because I mean, if the threat is real, if they are literally trying to rain in nuclear bombs that could destroy the world, if they see the threat so real and gravely,
yeah, it's propaganda basically. They're brainwashed.
right, and so this leads to a question about Tuon. Then, in the books, Tuon becomes somewhat sympathetic because we have about 4 books of her traveling around with Matt, not as Empress, but as someone who seems to be learning and adapting a little bit.
Does she?
Well,
she?
I mean, all right. Well, let me ask you.
I'm with you on that one. Does she?
So
really?
do we end the series hating Tuon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too. And kind of like
I kind of hate Matt too.
and Matt too,
honestly.
but yeah, like because he had the chance to like really be like, you know what, I'm not attracted to you because you're like a slave monger, and he's like, nah, sorry.
Well, so here's my question then: is that how is the show going to portray Tuon in any sort of redemptive way? If we're not going to go through 4 books of her like learning how, I'm in the circus now with and now I'm traveling with him and doing all these weird things that I doubt that's going to happen, but that was designed to be part of her transformative arc to a certain degree, I would think.
I always feel like there was like, I mean, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but I always heard that Robert Jordan had like Outrigger Seanchan novels planned, and I always assumed that he was like setting up that arc to happen in that series, and that like it was just like, it wasn't supposed to happen in the Wheel of Time, and like I mean, in the show, I think they can still keep it in. They just have to like they just have to frame. It depends on how they frame it. Like if they frame Tuon as like this girl boss, like person you're supposed to like it's obviously going to be terrible. But like if they show it as like she's obviously a terrible person, and that she's like the Seanchan are pretty like institutionally messed up. I mean, I still think they can pull it off.
Yeah, like Genghis Khan was a rational actor in his mind, but he's a monster. And he is impactful in every way. But like, you don't want to like sit down and have dinner with Genghis Khan or Tuon. I put them all like up there. I think Tuon is Genghis freaking Khan, and it's weird that Matt has to like shack up with her. That whole arc. Weird.
Matt has like he has agency in that situation. Like he could have, like. Especially later on in the series, like he never indicates that he wants to he wants to use his position of power to do good. He's always like, oh, I'm not a lord, or I'm not this, and that to me is like part of the reason why he's such a frustrating character, is because he is in a position like quite literally to do something with his power, and he just continually refuses to recognize that, and he just like has all this privilege and he never does anything with it. That's why.
Yeah, he's a reluctant superhero to the end. Like, but then again, though, he does like step up in the last battle, but he doesn't step up in his like he could have affected the whole the swash of history. He could have like affected how women are treated by the Seanchan if he were to actually even speak to it once. But he never. Anyways, yes, Vance.
Point. So I think that a lot of folks do get mad at Matt's character for not being able to wrap all this up in the series, but I agree with Rid's point that RJ never intended for any of that to get wrapped up in the Wheel of Time, given that the entire last book was kind of always planned to be like the last battle, or at least included in some form, and then some minor resolution of our main character's storylines. And then he was kind of planning those Outrigger novels. So I think Matt could have gotten that redemption for him by effecting change on Tuon in those. But again, not the point of the books. So I understand why people get mad about it, but I feel like, just shift your perspective. It's like RJ died on us tragically, so we have to remember that he did say these things, that he's planning on like doing these storylines, and I do think he would have tackled those issues there.
But we do have a show coming up where people who do not read the books are going to put their eyes on the screen and watch. And Matt, Barney.
wait, Dan, that's bizarre. They're gonna put their eyes on the screen.
You don't have that yet?
Just like what?
Yeah, no, come on. Yeah, it happens. Ryan, in 6 months' time, everyone's going to be doing it. Trust me. I'm way ahead of the game. I'm on the wave. So yeah, we put our eyes on the screen. We take our eyes off this. We just put them on.
They pop out.
So do you think that Matt and Tuon are going to marry in the series?
Nope.
In the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that would be a pretty big plot point to change, but I mean, I think they could make it work. It's such a I think it's too far off to say, honestly. Like, we don't even have the first season yet.
Yeah.
But based off of what we know now, I feel like it'll probably still end up happening. Maybe, I mean, in the books, it's like I actually really enjoyed it, like the way that they end up getting married. I was thinking that specifically with Tuon, maybe they'll. In the books, you obviously know that it's Tuon when she's talking to Matt, and he doesn't know it. It's like a dramatic irony thing. I think that in the show they might do it so that the audience doesn't know, so like everyone's in the dark about it. Obviously, book readers probably will figure it out, but like I think by that time maybe the show will be so big that they like don't have to worry about book readers spoiling it. I don't know. I've always had a feeling that they might do that, and it might be fun.
I like that idea a lot, and I think that does actually solve a couple of problems with Matt choosing to hang out with the slaver, more or less, like and marry.
Well, yeah, I mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, in the books, he doesn't know that it's her. I think for the first, like when they first meet, for like. I think there's like a whole book of them interacting before he finds out that it's her.
Yep.
Now, I postulated that I think Amazon could keep the entire Xianshan plot, but they cannot in any way have the imagery of like metal chains and like wrapping around, like enslaving people with that like archaic like symbol that is so poignant and like. And like raw in American society. I think they can do it with some sort of like futuristic looking thing. It can look like a futuristic like cord, or it doesn't need to be like an iron chain, like a literal like relic, right?
Yeah.
It like hopefully they modernize it, and I'm assuming they will. If they're going to keep that entire plot line, they will have to modernize it. That would be really odd for them. I would find that awkward if they kept the old school.
But one of the horrible parts of this is they just put the leash on a peg, and the Soldam walks out, and the demonic cannot do anything. She's staring at this peg, just loose. But if she were to pick it up, she would get sick and end up throwing up for 2 days or whatever. The whole thing is devious as hell. The Adam is one of the worst things I've heard. I mean, besides, like, I guess that there's, like, those soul boxes that they come up with later, like, they're kind of stasis boxes. They're kind of weird. But this thing is horrible. This thing is horrible. The Adam is like I don't know. It really does take a dark turn when you think about this. Adam is holy cow. And then you have the Aes Sedai Pura, who I don't remember her real name, Rima, who is like, if she could, she would kill herself right then. She would just end this. And every Soldam you see beforehand have their arms crossed, and they're just staring at their toes, and they are just beating women, and it's just the worst.
It's
being
horrible.
broken
Yeah,
people is horrible. Yeah, it's a hard thing to read, actually.
So this is a great point. The Master of the Deck says that I think Robert Jordan very clearly set up the Xianshan as the human evil of the series and the institution/enemy to be dealt with post-canon. And then Village Mattress comes in saying the people of Xianshan aren't evil. They are just a product of their environment. They are very similar to the Roman Empire. All right.
Both good points. Go on. I encourage it.
All right, so... Yeah, no one agrees with me. Village Mattress is saying, yes, the leash will be in the series. The collar and the leash do not look like an iron collar with an iron link chain. Okay.
It's like woven or linked. They can't even figure it out. It's a weird thing, but it is a collar attached to someone wearing a leash. So there is that collar leash imagery.
Yeah, and Scott's saying he wants people to think, and I'm saying no. The more people think, the less people will watch.
You know what, Brian? What I could see there not being a corded string. I could see there just being a collar and a bracelet, and it just being magical connection between the two, and not being an actual leash per se. Maybe
more like those childhood like leashes when you were a kid, like those rubber
a harness that like
slinky leashes.
You put it. And it's attached to your back.
Like the backpack thing for the kids.
Yeah, the kids at Walmart.
That would be too comical. I hope they don't do that. That would be awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a serious thing. Yeah. I think even if they do go for, even if they are pretty faithful, it's it's pretty obvious that it's bad. It's
right.
It's something that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they're obviously bad, but then Robert Jordan tries to humanize a couple of them in a way. But yeah, in the end, it does seem that, with the choice that Tuan makes to say yeah, we're gonna keep this institution going, or if you don't agree to that, we're leaving. That's still
right. Well,
unconscionable.
MK actually brought up a good point in chat. It's one of those things that's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. You don't take out the bad shit. That's what makes things dynamic and not sugar-coated. And I agree with that. You can't take out all of the bad things. I mean, Robert Jordan put this in the book for a reason, and to show a contrast between the way things work in the Westlands versus the way they work over in Shan-Chan, right? So, you kind of have to take that in stride with the series, and I do hope it's something that they don't take out. They could provide maybe a little bit more nuance on it and approach it in a way that's more satisfying towards the end of the series for a lot of folks than happen in the books. But at the same time, the books weren't finished by the original author, so I think
I think that
what we got's amazing.
Yeah.
So
go on.
Go on.
Yeah, I think that the story would have been better if it had been finished by Robert Jordan, because I think he would have, addressed a lot of the issues a lot better. But I mean, what we have is pretty good too. And maybe he has notes or something that the show will have access to about the Shan-Chan that maybe they can use.
To me, the only way that Tuan and Matt will work in the show is if Tuan has a redemption on screen, where she has a change of heart, or if she, suddenly sees the light.
I think it might work if Matt himself recognizes that Tuan is a pretty evil person, and then they don't have to have a love marriage. Maybe they can just have a purely political marriage where Matt is just married to her for the political reasons, and then he, that is also a thing that might work.
That's not charismatic, though.
That's not Matt's style.
I think it would fit in with Robert Jordan's sort of penchant for making characters do things that are I mean, even the way that Matt has, the way that Matt has Oliver, and he's literally the most irresponsible person in the whole series. That would be totally up. That, I think that would make a lot of sense for Matt's character actually, because he's always doing the things that he actually is not supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the. I will say that this is one of the biggest reservations I have in my head is how Tuan is going to be represented and presented as not being we want people to like Matt. I'm assuming that Barney is going to be a likable actor and character. He's going to provide a positive representation of this scoundrel named Matt, and I think that I think that there's going to be a change where he is the one that that whatever outrigger was going to happen is going to happen in story, and he is going to change her opinion on slavery to a certain degree. That's my
Yeah.
prediction.
I can see
yeah,
that
they could
happening,
certainly do
especially in the show. If they like, if they have to like condense a lot of storylines, I could see that happening. Just to like speed things up a bit.
Vance, every Forsaken or no?
No, there's too many of them. As much as I would love to see all of them, like they could combine Agenor and Baltamil. They could combine Balal and Ravine. I mean, there's a lot of combinations. You could probably combine Mogideon and Masana, or Masana and Lanfear. There's a lot of way they could go about it. There's just too many of them. But I mean, you do have to have some Forsaken. I think they
sure.
have a lot of points where they drive the plot of specific books. So cutting them, no. Combining them, yes.
Do you think there's going to be all the Forsaken as well, Rid? Or no?
No, I think they'll definitely like shorten them, combine them.
I think Shara's out of the picture. I think I don't think we're going to hear about Damodred and Shara and all that stuff. And that was, yeah.
Do you think we'll get any resurrected Forsaken?
Maybe.
I would hope. I'd hope that they would. I don't know. I feel like when you get into like resurrections, especially in TV shows, it's always kind of like a cheap plot device. Like coming back to life. It's like, I don't know. There's enough material that they don't need to do that.
It's almost only interesting if you're really, really, really invested in trying to understand the cosmology and how that could all work out within the metaphysics of the world that Robert Jordan creates. But other than that, plot point wise, I think it's far too confusing. And the more I think about what we're dealing with, and I'm trying to put myself in Rafe's shoes, I think he's going to be more apt to just completely cut shit out as opposed to running the risk of adding things just for the sake of being consistent with the book, and then not being able to wrap it up like Game of Thrones does, and then giving them not their just service. I think we're already seeing hints that he's just going to just cut things out. We're not going to see this. We're not going to see that. We're not going to see this. We're not going to see that. And it's going to feel natural to the watcher, especially if you've never seen it before. But the book reader is going to be struggling, and I think it's going to be really interesting to watch the reaction, because I think it's going to be a lot of. I think I'm going to enjoy it, and I don't predict a lot of issues myself.
Right, as soon as the narrator says the Dark One and 7 of the Forsaken were trapped, everyone's going to go, what?
7?
That's not the right number.
Boycott.
I would like them to bring back one Forsaken only, and that Forsaken will become nameless. There won't be the super fade. There won't be any. There will be one that is resurrected, and that one just becomes the general of the Dark One's Forsaken army.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. All right, hey, Grafe, write this down, baby.
Rafe.
Yeah, I hope he's taking notes.
Yeah,
take notes, Rafe.
We know you're out there watching. We hope.
Yeah, he's one of 14. His name is Rafi, right?
Yes.
I think he's in the chat under Rafi.
I think his name is Eric Hargis.
He's going deep undercover.
There we go. Wait, who is that? No. Ryan, do we want to take a quick break, or do we want to jump into the game?
Well, let's take a break, and then let's do a private chat and see how our guests are doing.
Yeah. All right, cool.
All right, we're going to take a break for possibly 10 minutes. Enjoy yourselves. We will be back shortly. Our guests, hopefully you can mute your mic, and we'll talk in the private chat.
Awesome. Meat pizza sandwich. No, depth charge.
It is pulsing like a mantra, like a how dare you. Written in blood. Executive order. Executive. It is pounding with 2 million feet, a million men. Raging in Iraq, in Compton, and it's laughing. It's one man. Laughing for the crime of suffering. The crime of design. It is pulsing like a mantra, like a how dare you. Written in blood, blood of the people, all the people, all the people. Executive order, executive. Its wings like wind, like a fan, running in an empty room. Empty room. When I think of your sexuality, your taste, your possessions, your past, what to me, to me, dirty is, dirty is, I'm so clean. Can't Reds.
wrap this up, fellows and germs. All right. Let's open that tavern door again. Everybody. How are y'all doing? I can't hear you, Brother Dan. You're muted.
Gracias.
Wow. Vance, did you just take over the stream for a second there?
Hey, look at it.
I guess I did. Yeah.
That
I
was
popped
some
up.
hacker shit. I didn't know you had that.
Somehow I was full on screen while I was talking to my wife over there. It was
That
just
was
like,
good.
I'm on screen apparently.
Bring her on.
No, she was just telling me she finished planting a hydrangea, so she was happy.
Yes.
Awesome.
I know, right?
All right. She's hydrating the hydrangea.
Yes, probably. It needs some hot water right now.
Are we hydroponically hydrangeaing the
No, it's
hydrangea?
outside. This one's in the dirt.
Oh, all right.
Here.
Like Peter Gabriel digging in the dirt.
Exactly.
This
Find the
means-
places that got hurt.
Well, yes.
Man, that's a good song.
Wait,
Peter Gabriel's
so-
good.
So with
Don't
the
give up,
talk
Dan.
with the talk of Peter Gabriel, do you like Genesis in Peter Gabriel's era or after he left? What's your favorite? Era?
Neither.
I don't have
man.
the frame of reference to say either way.
So you like Peter Gabriel, but you don't like Genesis.
I'm not a big Phil Collins guy. So
I mean, that's really the difference. It's Peter Gabriel.
He's a
and
little
Mike and the Mechanics, I wasn't a fan of. Wasn't he part of Genesis? Wasn't that
Which
guy?
one? Mechanic?
Mike.
The mechanic, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
Which one?
I thought it was Mike.
Who's on first?
Mugflex. Hashtag Mugflex.
Who's on first?
Third base. All right. Hey, Vance. All right. So, guys, Riddhima had to go. Thank you very much for joining us. It was.
Yes.
It's very nice to officially be on screen with her and kind of. But she's not an official best friend because she didn't answer the 5 quick questions.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
This is canon. I warn people, they're not. Once you answer the 5 quick questions, once we get to know you a little bit better, Vance and Riddhima, when you come on again, then you'll be our official new best friends. So, Vance, I'd like to ask you 5 quick questions if I can. To get to Red Rain's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, Dan, I was gonna say I think Red Rain might be the new name for the meat grinder scene with the Ashaman. Maybe that song will be playing as they're just blowing up humans and spraying their blood all over the place.
That would be artistic as fuck, Ryan, and I'm down with it.
Thank you, AF.
All right, Vance, are you ready?
I'm
Deep
ready.
breath.
Let's go.
Okay, deeper. Vance, have you ever seen a proper palace, and where? If yes,
Yes, I have, and it was in.
turn down. That's
Venice.
funny, but okay. In Venice.
Mhm.
Nice. And when were you in Venice?
This was most recently 2018.
Oh.
My wife and I went on vacation to Italy. We went to Rome, Florence, and Venice. And so
Oh
while in
man,
Venice, we swung by the Doge's palace. So yeah,
that
that's
is
a proper
the
palace.
exact route I want to take when I go to Italy. Yeah, I just want to. Yeah, that sounds perfect. Oh, that's how long were you there?
God, how long were we there? About a week and a half, I want to say.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking 10 days, 14 days. Yeah, awesome, awesome.
I mean, it's 10 to 14 days. If you can swing it, that's a good. If you're going international, 10 I would recommend minimum, because that's really only 8 days.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's a good point.
I want
All right.
to. I want to drive on some sort of road that looks just dangerous, right? Like I want to be like you see those pictures. You're like, oh, look at that road.
You're thinking about like the Amalfi Coast Road, which goes down
Yes.
southern Italy. Yes.
Yes, and I'm thinking of like roads in like Timbuktu.
Yeah, because you're silly, Ryan, because you lived right off of Pacific Coast Highway, which is a roadster's dream
Yeah.
to do the Big Sur Monterey down to Santa Barbara kind of drive.
Do you know how hard it is to drive and control your like a drone camera behind you to get the best shot
while driving?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, hello, I'm only one man.
Ryan, they actually have something for that now, where they have Vance, back me up if you've heard of this, but they have like these trackers that you can put in your pocket, and a drone will follow you and do the like the Grand Theft Auto view of you walking. Yeah, it'll just follow you.
I think so. I mean,
you can just
like
GTA.
You have to pay for. Yeah.
Well, then, like, why am I? All right, Jesus Christ! I've been. Like,
all right, Ryan. This isn't the time or place. This is question 2. We're meeting Vance. All right, Vance. Have you ever eaten anything that you would consider to be a honey cake?
Yes.
Yeah. Really.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
He's just saying yes. You no further.
All right, hard stop. All right, number
3. Oh, he might get canceled.
I've had a pound cake that is flavored with honey and then drizzled with honey. I would call that a honey cake.
How many pounds?
About 5. That's how much you get from eating a piece.
Number 3. I know that you play guitar. Do you play any other musical instruments?
I have a trumpet in the closet off screen, and if you had me on the widescreen view, there's a ukulele back there as well, although that's technically still in the guitar frame.
All right, talk to me about this trumpet. So was that your introduction to music?
Yes, actually. I started trumpet in middle school band, so that's what got me into music, and then guitar came about 3 years later, so trumpet was first.
Guys, this is why the arts are important in grammar school. This is why we should have music starting at 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, where people can get introduced to an instrument, fall in love with music,
and then never play it again and put it on their wall for decoration.
No, but Vance, you can play it. I know you can play it. Right, come on. All right, you might be right, but come on.
Come on, you know I can play. We jammed in that.
Oh, you're a shredder. You're an absolute.
I want to hear the trumpet one time though. I want not now necessarily, but
maybe.
If you want,
next charity stream, I need to practice up a bit. My brochure is not very good.
I'm just wondering what can you play? What 2 instruments can you play at the same time?
What?
None.
All right, that's not an official 5 question though. That's just Ryan's interjection. I have a list. I have a list here. Come on.
It's not canon. It's not canon.
That's not canonical. Question.
It's not canonical.
All right. Question 4. Vance, you walk into a bar and you see 3 pleasantly, lugubriously, happily drunk men sitting in opposite corners of the tavern. They are willing to talk, and they're like, hey, each one of them went, Vance, come here. I want to tell you something. All right? You can go to only one, and you would spend an hour with them. One of them is Lan. One of them is Tamathor. And one of them is Asmodean.
Tam. That's easy.
I will say that there's a right answer to this. So who do you pick?
Tam.
You pick Tamathor. Okay, and why?
So this is just based off of what I know of the characters. Tam is like the ultimate dad. He's dad goals. So that's I would aspire to be Tam. Whereas with Lan, he's a little too brooding, a little too self-absorbed in his one-man war against the Shadow, at least until Nynaeve comes around. And then Asmodean is an evil dick who cut off a whole bunch of musicians' fingers, blinded artists, and cut out singers' tongues. So no, I would not want to sit with that asshole.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, and number 5, Vance. And you know what? Let's bring our guest in, because we haven't asked her this question. I do not think, Ryan. So yes, add to stream. Hello, Morgan.
Hi, guys.
Morgan.
You are just in time to end our 5 quick questions with Vance, but this is a new question I don't believe you answered. So let me add you to the question. Vance and Morgan, and guys, Morgan from Podcast of the Dragon, everyone hold your applause. Hold on. Vance, what was your first concert?
Oof, what was it? So first concert that I remember going to alone, as in just me and my friends from school, I went to see Opeth, Devil Driver, and Dark Tranquillity, 3 heavy metal bands. They played here in Little Rock when I was in high school. The reason we got in is my friend's older brother and his friend they got to do the setup for the bands for the show. So they got us tickets to go.
Oh, so was it like an 18 and over show?
Yes, it was an 18 and over show, but
Okay.
they got us in. We were all 15 at the time. It was pretty rad. So did I see some finger blasting on screen? There? Tree still in chat. So.
Did you so was this so I'm picturing this to be a pretty hardcore show, man.
Oh yeah, it was metal. It was all just. I mean, it was packed too. Like it was standing room. They usually had tables and stuff set up in this venue, and there was just no room. Like I was almost smashed up against the front grate because there were so many people packed in. I'm sure it was way over capacity.
They brought the Big Rock to Little Rock.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Opeth and Dark Tranquillity are both from Sweden, so they don't get over here very often, and they especially don't make it to Little Rock ever.
Opeth
again. Yeah.
That sounds like
awesome.
I know that band. That's crazy that you're talking about them in Little Rock. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I
They're a
couldn't
huge
believe
band.
it. This was right after Ghost Reveries had dropped, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm talking about stuff that a lot of people might not know.
Nope. This is why we asked. Thank you, Vance. You are officially now a new best friend. I'm gonna clap.
Aw.
Morgan's an old new best friend. She's a veteran best friend. But Morgan, I don't think I know. What was your? Did I ask you what your first concert was?
You did actually.
Ah, fuck. I forget. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I was also 15 and I saw Nirvana.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Yes.
now I remember. Okay, I should write shit down.
Yeah.
Which lets you know just how old I am. I think
So,
it was,
where was it?
it was up at the racetracks up in North Portland. They had come to do a fundraiser for the No on 9 campaign because these religious right Christian assholes were trying to pass a anti-gay measure in Portland or in Oregon. So they were doing a fundraiser.
What am I seeing?
Jeez. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So was it? So it was a fundraiser. So what are the bands played? Do you remember?
There was Helmet and Jello.
What? Helmet's awesome. Fuck yeah.
The Melvins.
Melvins.
Yeah.
Babes in Toyland, Jello Biafra. So yeah.
Wait.
Did he just do spoken word?
I cannot remember if he did spoken word or not. I remember my friend being excited because he liked the Dead Kennedys.
Who didn't?
Who doesn't?
Come on.
I'm
Right.
not a fan of punk, so I'm not a big fan of the Dead Kennedys. But I just remember him talking about. Oh shit! I can't remember actually.
That's okay.
He's talking about Reagan a lot, I'm sure.
He was just talking about how he was going off on family values and how shitty they were, how dumb they were.
Nice.
Awesome.
So,
Well, welcome, Vance and Morgan. I'm sorry, I forget.
Helmet. Jesus.
Saw them read. Yeah, I've seen
But
Helmet twice.
we learned Helmet. Oh shit.
I saw them in Northampton as well. I also saw the Melvins there again too. So, yeah.
Is Helmet from the the Northwest there?
I don't think so. I have no idea.
I always kind of in my head just thought of Minnesota or some shit like that.
Vance Helmet.
You ever hear Helmet?
Helmet's from New York City.
I have heard
really?
of Helmet, yes. I've heard of all the bands y'all talked about. I even like several of them. So
Yes, beautiful.
Guys, tomorrow is Bob Dylan's 80th birthday.
Fuck yeah!
What you know what? So everyone tip a pint and growl out some non sequitur, please. Right now.
So are we supposed to do our favorite Bob Dylan lyrics, or?
You can? Do you have one?
Oh, I was like John the Baptist after torturing a thief, looked up at his hero, the commander-in-chief, and said, "Tell me, great hero, but please make it brief." Fuck. I can't remember the last bit of it.
Amazing.
Oh, is there a hole for me to get sick in? That's the one. No, wait, is it? I can't remember. I just remember I really like the song Tombstone Blues because it has lots of great, like, silly lyrics.
Oh, man.
So I really like Highway 61 Revisited. It's got a lot of good songs for that.
Oh, man.
Bob Dylan is one of, like, the 4 artists from my parents' generation that I'm super fond of. So 4 or 5 of them that I grew up with. So, yeah.
Nice. Well, your parents did well then, I guess. Man, so, yeah, everyone think of Bob Dylan tomorrow. He won't think of you, and you should be glad because his scorn of us is part of his charm.
I have like 5 Bobs I like more than Bob Dylan.
Is one of them Bob Weir?
Just Bob's Big Boy. Bob's Big Boy is like number 1 on the list.
4 more.
Yeah. Bob Marley.
3 more.
Yeah. Bob and Frapples.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. I like that better than Bob Dylan too. You're right. That's timeless.
And then just Bob and the Knob. Yeah. But let's not.
Bob and the Knob. All right. And one more.
Bob's Big. Bob. Conway.
A Bob haircut.
Yeah.
A cute Bob haircut.
Yeah.
Bob Conway. Who's that?
Well done. I'm
Ryan.
googling him right now.
I'm sure there's one. All right. Well, Morgan, I'm glad you're joining us. Vance, what we're gonna do? We've started a game. In fact, Morgan was part of the first iteration, but we have changed it. We've made it even harder. This is now a game that's sweeping the nation. It is Ryan. We're gonna play this now, right?
Oh yeah, no, the chat's really laying into me right now.
Bob Saget. I like Bob Saget.
Yeah, I was trying to. Yeah, almost. Yeah, Bob Saget. F that guy.
Who's the Husker Du guy?
Bob Mould. That's what I was trying to remember.
Bob Mould. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. There you
yeah,
go.
You knew. How did you know?
Same brain.
That's crazy. That's really funny.
I'm picturing Husker. All right. So we're doing now a game that we call. Oh, Ryan, I don't even need to share screen.
Here we go. Yeah. So this is called. Let me turn this comment off. This is a new game that sweeps the nation. It's pharmaceutical. What name or Italian town?
We've added a variable. Morgan. Oh my god. All right. It's harder than it looks, guys.
Yeah, it was hard the first time before the Italian town.
I was like, I don't want it to be a coin flip. I need a third, and Italian town has worked so far.
All right. Let's get into it.
Yeah, we are evil geniuses, yes. All right, so give me 1 second. I'm going to blast this over there. And here we go. The first one is... Jesus Christ, I'm lost. Hold on 1 second.
No, it's okay.
I know, no. Keep vamping.
Should I point out that pharmaceuticals misspelled?
Oh yeah, it is. Pharmaceutical.
I was too in shock.
I mean, like, should you? You probably should. But like,
well, I mean, if we're vamping,
Do you have
And it's on the screen. I mean, hey.
it's low hanging fruit. I understand.
It's just right there.
All right. So our first entry is Bidagon.
Metagon or Bidagon.
Bidagon.
Tigan. Vance, is this a pharmaceutical? Is this a Wheel of Time name? And I'm saying name that anything that Robert Jordan created. It doesn't have to be a person's name per se.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, no, come on. Or the name of a village in Italy.
I want to say that this sounds pharmaceutical to me.
Okay. Oh, and and if you're right, you get a bonus point if you're able to identify what the drug does or who the Wheel of Time name is. Okay. No, if you're right. So hold on, it's a bonus point. Yeah, Morgan.
I'm gonna say a town in Italy.
Okay, town in Italy and a pharmaceutical name, Ryan.
All right, so you guys are woefully wrong. I mean, just kidding. No, Bidagon is a pharmaceutical drug.
All right, so Vance, what does it do?
Oof.
Bonus point.
So. Well, so it actually kind of sounds like my wife has these eye drops. And they're called Travitan and Alphagan, and they all end in Gan. So I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna say it's eye drops.
Ryan.
They're eye drops.
Are you serious? GAN for the win.
That's the first time anyone's ever actually guessed the.
That's incredible. That is
What?
incredible. So they are eye drops that help with glaucoma.
That's what my wife's eye drops are for.
That is amazing. And if you
Ask your doctor if that again works for you.
You know, if your wife wants us to edit that out later, let me know.
Yes.
All right, next is
Cervanta. Let's start with you, Morgan.
Okay, I'm gonna say that is a pharmaceutical.
Okay. Vance?
You know, I almost wanted to say Italian town, but then Morgan said pharmaceutical, and I don't know if I want to go against that. It has this weird like marketing double like play to it. Like the name is almost too symmetrical.
You guys are
like
that
a town.
That's
name.
it's a rare double bonus. You guys got it right. Can anyone guess what it is used for? What is Cervanta for? It is a pharmaceutical drug.
Well, I'm gonna go with what the last time I played this game, everything was an oral contraceptive.
Yep. Master of the deck is guessing contraceptive. Village mattress is guessing contraceptive.
All right, guys, I'm a one-trick pony. What? What is it, Ryan?
It's a surfactant from young cows used in animal husbandry.
So that's it's not a contraceptive, it's the opposite.
It's a protraceptive.
Well done, Ryan.
It's an inceptive. It's inception.
It's inceptive, yeah.
All right. So next up is Portici.
Portici.
Vance.
I mean, that one is. I've got to say that's actually an Italian town, and the only reason I know it is because when I went into Italy, we passed a town called Portici on the way to Pompeii. So.
Oh, okay.
I knew this one. Sorry.
That's okay.
You don't be sorry. Like, oh my god.
Don't be sorry.
But does Morgan believe you? Is the question.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Italian Town, but I also feel like Vance is unfairly got an advantage in this game if he's like knowing people who take pharmaceutical drugs and has actually been to fucking Italy. This is bullshit.
All right, Morgan, we'll see you next week.
Was that rage quit? Is that what I heard?
It was a rage quit, yeah. Fuck you, I'm out.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not competitive, and I never care if I win or not, which makes me a
Yes!
poor teammate.
Wait.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, and you've read the Wheel of Time also? This is a triumph.
It is an Italian city. You both are correct. Woo! Yeah, I feel this is a contest between me and both of you. Like I want to fool. I feel joy when you guys don't figure out what it is.
All right.
No, that's totally fair.
Next up is Sienda.
Is that my turn?
No, feel free to blur it out. Blur it
Yeah,
out.
that's a Watt name.
Okay.
Vance?
Sienda or Senda, actually.
You
know what? I'll do. Chat's influencing me. They're all saying Watt, and Morgan said Watt.
Don't watch the chat. No.
Look at the chat is cheating.
Is it?
All right.
I didn't know. I've had chat up the whole.
God, chat's never right. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
yeah. Like the tyranny of the masses. You want to go with them?
Yeah.
Like, good luck on that.
No, I'll be different. I'll say it's Italian Town this time.
No, you should have listened to the chat.
All right, so Morgan, bonus point. What is it?
It's a village. It's either in Geldon or Amadicia.
Oh my God!
It's
It's a village in Amadicia. That's incredible.
It's
Yeah.
a sizable village with two inns.
Yeah, it has two ends, and one of them got kicked in by a fucking elephant.
Well done. Yes. God damn it. Well done.
An Oliphant?
A boar horse.
You know, Morgan, as much as I try to stump you, I feel so proud of you when I don't. All right. Let's move
All right. Let's go on with.
Ooh.
What's this?
We'll just leave it up there, man. We're not even going to try.
What's this?
What is this?
I'm saying pharmaceutical.
Ugh. I'm gonna go Watt on this one. I don't know.
All right, so it is a Watt name.
Oh fuck!
Yes.
Gotcha.
All right.
It's a member of the band of the Red Hand.
Oh, he already spoiled it. No bonus point on that one.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Did you know it though?
I had no idea. I was just saying Watt name because I didn't say it last time.
I'm really sorry, Vance. I spilled the.
I wouldn't have got the bonus point. Let me put it that way.
You know, Kevin spilling the chili. That's what I did. I spilled the beans. All right, Ryan. I love this. I love this game.
I'm having a great time. All right, here, let's go with.
And Ryan, can you take away the banner underneath?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
You're
banner.
welcome.
Here we go. Next, boom.
Boom.
Shit.
I think that's a Watt name, isn't it?
I want to say it's a Watt name. I want to say I've read that name before.
All right.
Is that your choice?
I want to say you're correct because it is Hassel.
Oh. Who is Lissar?
I almost did. Thank you, Brother Dan.
Yep.
I don't know. It sounds like a Shanshan name. Or an Aes Sedai.
Maybe.
It sounds like a lady name. Is it a lady?
Wait, do you just get to 20 questions until you get
Vance, you have any questions for us?
Gender is fluid
so
for me.
we kind of already got a hint that it's a
I'm no lady.
that it's a character, but
It is a person.
That's as far as I got. That it's a person.
All right. It is a brown Aes Sedai and a hunter of the Black Aja.
Aha.
Hazel, Haesel, Hazel Lusara.
That's why I don't remember her. She doesn't have a name that starts with the letter S.
All right.
Yeah. Good point.
Let's do a couple more. This is so much fun. All right, let's go with.
Italian town.
Yeah, I agree with Vance since he's been to Italy.
Yep. Let's go with.
A type of medieval sailing ship.
That's
a
with
joke.
two
That's a
R's.
joke. Yeah, I know, that's a joke. That's a joke.
That sounds like an Italian town too.
It could be.
Or maybe a what name?
I'm gonna be so mad if that's a pharmaceutical. I'm gonna go pharmaceutical. Final answer.
All right. So, yeah, pharmaceutical. What do you got, Morgan?
I was saying.
What name?
I'm gonna switch to what name.
All right. Switch to what name? It is a pharmaceutical. Vance, what is it used to treat?
If you get this, I'll give you 10 points.
I got a second cousin from a third marriage who was telling me about this condition.
So it's Karak.
Ooh, okay.
I'm gonna say it's like heart medicine.
All right. Good deductive reasoning. It's used to treat the symptoms of actinic keratosis, which is solar keratosis. You know what? You never want to know.
I don't know if that's heart medicine.
What is that? What is that?
You don't want to hear that from your doctor, man. When your doctor says you have solar keratosis, like you just cannot go out in the sun anymore, you're basically a vampire.
But guys, every one of these things are designed to help people. So you know what? Good job, Carrick.
I think they're designed to make money for pharmaceutical
And the
companies,
palindrome.
but
I think Robert Jordan. Basically, what we're trying to prove is Robert Jordan could have had a nice career just naming drugs.
Let's do a couple more, right? I like this.
I'm having a great time. All right, let's go with. What's this?
What's this?
Oh, whoa, my bad. Whoa, no, shit, didn't change.
Nope.
I pressed the button. My bad. Here it goes. More interesting one. What's this?
that's a what name?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, it's a what name? Can you guess what?
She's a maiden of the spear.
That's impressive.
All right, Morgan, 2 points. Well done. God damn it. I thought that was gonna fool someone. That
Does
sounds
sound like a drug.
such like a
it does.
drug.
It sounds a lot like a drug.
Reeling. All
All
right.
right, let's go.
Good job.
All right, here we go. Let's go with this one.
Vance, you go first.
And that's a meme. That's the one we got to do every time.
I want to say
Vance is like, I know it's not in Italy because I've been all over Italy.
yeah, it's not an Italian town, but it could be medicine. That's the only problem, is it could be a pill. But I want to.
And
I'm
you can be a pill
towards
too,
what
Vance.
I'm trending towards what?
All right, Vance. All right, so we're gonna mark you down as what?
Yep.
All right, Morgan.
Oh shit. So I'm kind of with Vance that it definitely sounds like it could be a pharmaceutical, but I'm kind of trending towards what too.
All right, you guys are both correct. It is Inferal, the home.
Wait.
Wait. Oh, with that, I'm gonna say it's a city.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was a place.
Where? Where?
Somewhere in Shanshan?
All right,
Jesus
it is the
Christ.
home of the Towers of Midnight.
Morgan.
It is the 6th largest city in Shanshan.
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. I'm like dumbstruck right now.
God damn it! All right, Ryan. I gotta stump him. I gotta keep throwing it at him.
Yeah, no, but yeah, this is here. They're never gonna get this one.
No, this one's is beautiful.
That's a pharmaceutical.
Yeah, I think so. It's not Lyran Fe, it's probably Lyran Fe.
Yeah, that's exactly how I read it. Was Lyran Fe.
But what would Fe stand for? Like, that's not
Iron,
like
maybe? I don't know.
Oh yeah, iron would be because like if it was like ER, it would be extended release or something. Full effect, it could be that.
Effect, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
all right.
yeah. Fuck.
All right.
I'm gonna put FE after everything now. Fucking Ryan.
Full effect.
Ryan FE.
All right. What is it? You're right. You're right. What does it do?
Come on, chat. What is it?
Yeah, come on, chat. You know.
Is it a cancer drug?
Vance, come on.
I'm gonna go with my initial thing. I'm gonna say it's like iron supplements or something like that because of the Fe. I don't know.
You know me. It's an oral birth control contraceptive. All right. But I think the Fe is iron. I do believe it is. But I thought that seemed kind of like a city that you guys would fall for. All right. Ryan, next. Let's get these. Let's get them.
Yeah, no, this is not work. Okay, here, this is gonna get him.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yep. Could be any one of the three, right?
Any one of the three.
You could just be like, Sinuva!
It's a pharmaceutical, isn't it?
Just read it like Mario Brothers. Sinuva!
Well, it's not an Italian town.
Why do you say that? Vance!
It is not an Italian
You're
town.
never Vance. God,
Vance knows every town in Italy, didn't you know?
They
Well,
didn't use these.
I'm also pretty sure it's not a Watt town, so I'm gonna go pharmaceutical as well.
Sure sounds like pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
Jesus, this is like, you guys, this is the worst we've ever done, Dan.
I'm getting so beat up. All right, so what does it do?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Just say for cholesterol.
good, yeah, maybe. it might be comorbid.
Is it sinus medicine of some kind?
Oh,
Okay.
Jesus Christ,
That would
man.
fucking make sense, wouldn't it?
It treats nasal polyps.
Oh my god.
Wow. All right, so I think we're tied. Okay.
So yeah,
clues and word roots. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, fucking. Why didn't I think of that? I just pull cholesterol out of my ass.
Treats
So-
nasal polyps. Sanuva. All right, Ryan. Give me one.
I'm defeated, bro.
I feel like we're gonna turn a corner anytime now.
No, we killed. No one got any of them right. First 4
Vance.
times we've done this.
Yeah, I know. Vance, go ahead.
I'm going to say pharmaceutical again, but I'm like 51% pharmaceutical, 49% white now.
Yeah, I concur with Vance. I say pharmaceutical.
All right.
Woo!
We got him!
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, Wendera Oven, a loyalist Aes Sedai of the White
God
Aja.
damn it.
Oh, you thought.
Oh, what name?
Of course. All right, let's
Oh, Ryan, it feels good, right?
yeah, let's retire champs.
Oh, really? Not one more?
Let's do one more. Yeah, fuck them.
Let's do one more.
more.
Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Let's do one more.
All right.
Because now,
They'll never get this one.
That's a name in what?
I didn't ask. Well, I guess.
I didn't ask you. I mean, I guess
You're right. You're right. All right. So who, what?
It's the Two Rivers last name. There's a bunch of Torfins, but the one I can think of off the top of my head is Leof. It's one of Perrin's guys.
Oh, I picked Thad Torfin.
Yeah, there's a fuck ton of Torfins.
All right.
So it's
All right.
last
One
name.
more, right? Come on, I sent you a bunch. We got some.
I know, but you just the phrase, there are a fuck bunch of Torfins. It
That's
doesn't
funny.
make, like-
Yeah. Well, they're farmers, you know.
All right, let's go with Icernia.
Icernia. Vance. You first.
This one's actually got me stumped. I'm gonna go what name on this one. It's probably a pharmaceutical though.
Okay, Morgan.
Isn't it an Italian town?
Okay.
It's a fucking pharmaceutical, isn't it?
It's an Italian town.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. Vance can no longer flex his Italian knowledge.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh my god.
That's. I just looked up this town.
What? You're looking shit up?
No, I just looked it up.
Just kidding.
And that's why I don't know where. I've never been there, so I had no idea it existed.
Okay.
Hey,
Population of 21,983 people.
Hey, that's sizable.
It is. It's very nice.
It's Bear Lane.
Big enough to have a Walmart.
Or a couple Dollar Generals.
As if they would have that, yeah.
All right.
Ryan, I fucking love this game so much. God, this game is so fun.
Pharmaceutical?
What name?
What name? Vance for an extra point. Who or what is this?
I have no idea, but I would guess it's a person.
You are correct, but that doesn't get you a point.
Yeah,
it is. It was the Queen of Andor during the War of the 100 Years.
Damn, that's very specific.
Hey,
I mean,
I just opened the big black book and just start looking at cool names. It takes me a couple hours and I get a bunch.
All right.
Whose turn?
We'll say you, Morgan.
It's a name.
Yeah,
it's a what name?
Yeah, I agree.
Very confident. All right. Who?
He's the husband to Shara, the first Queen of Andor.
You might be right.
Yeah, I don't have the information in front of me. I have him. Do you have a guess, Vance, as to who this name is?
Can you say his last name?
Maravale.
You are.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God!
I what name?
I had write down that it was Arthur Hawkwing's greatest general, but I did not go beyond that.
There are 2,000 names. 2,000, Morgan.
Well, there's like 4,000 if you had last names.
Yeah, but there's a scene in the 6th book where one of the Andoran nobles tells Rand a long, boring story about him because she's trying to be like, I should be Queen of Andor because I'm related to these fuckers.
And you're like, all right, put in the Rolodex. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I bet half these kids don't know what a Rolodex is there, Ryan.
I think your Rolodex is pretty crowded, is what I'm getting.
Hey, I had an electronic Rolodex.
Is that a thing?
Yeah,
it was.
Is that a porn site? All right, here we go. Let's do... you're never going to get this one. We keep saying that, Dan. Yep, no.
Well, we just did this one.
We did that one.
Motherfucker. All right, what?
It's a science medicine.
Never going to get this one.
I think we did that. Oh, okay.
No, you didn't do this one.
No.
Okay.
Italian town.
Well, Vance sounds awfully sure, so I'm going to say Italian town.
This is
Fake it
really
till you
a
make
weird...
it.
Dan, you can
Man,
never...
I mean, Ryan, if Vance hadn't been to Italy, let's just erase that equation. That's a pretty good clue right there. It could be anything.
It does sound like
Vance was like, yeah, I got 4 liters of gas there.
Yeah.
It does sound like it could be one of the 3 easily.
I got 4 liters of gas, smoked a beady, got a Hummer, and I drove it to the coast. All right, here we go.
It went to Malfi. All right.
What? Did they go to Larium? Or, I don't know. Where do you go after your beady? Where do you go with your 4 tanks
Is
of
that
gas?
a WAD name?
You tell me.
Well, that was my guess.
All right. Good guess.
Vance.
I said it was pharmaceutical.
The answer is a pharmaceutical. Vance for a bonus point. What does it do?
I have no idea.
Come on,
but
Vance.
Actually, through the word, you could kind of figure it out a little bit.
I could, but, maybe. But I mean, that's the thing. It's like.
Actually, it's really weird. The disease it treats is actually all the letters of the words flipped around.
Oh, it's malaria.
Yes! Oh! It's an anti-parasite, treats and prevents malaria.
What the
This is an anagram for malaria. I love it.
Almost, but yeah. That's so funny.
Wow, okay. All right, well, that was pharmaceutical. What name or Italian town?
Oh, well done, guys.
And what do you say? Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. All right. Hey, I was here. I was just watching on the floor.
Yeah, I was stretching. I was doing my yoga.
Down dog.
Shut up.
Down dog. Down dog.
How dare you? That's personal.
Or a cat crosses the courtyard yoga pose.
You know what? We've talked about this.
So Ryan, go ahead.
No, just like if you're gonna bring it up, we got to talk about it. Like, yes, cat crossing the courtyard. What did Rand do when he thought that was gonna be the good walk? Like, what was that?
I mean, it describes it as like hanging by, from your head by a wire. So I'm guessing it's like a real cool like strut, like,
like a stray cat strut,
walking like you fucking don't give a shit and just, yeah.
All right, so it has nothing to do with like rubbing your butt on against things.
No,
I highly doubt it.
Yeah,
I picture a cat like taking 2 steps and stopping, and then licking themselves, and then darting over. It's like, imagine Rand doing that, and Tomanis is like, "Huh, you play the game really well, my man." I need to ponder that action. I'll be back.
So Rand walks halfway across the room, stops, sits down, put one hand between his legs, one off to the side, and sticks his 2 legs out in the air.
And he's like, "I honor your skill." Yeah.
What?
All right.
What?
Thomas
is like, give me a minute. You are exceptional at the game.
So
Did you need to go, Vance? Or...
Yes.
Okay.
I do need to go at this point. So.
Okay.
I apologize.
It is. Oh, it's 8:15. Hard out.
It's 8:15. I actually got an extra 15 minutes. So.
Oh well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
No, we
Thank you.
Started a little late. It's fine.
Thank you for joining. Yeah, for
How
sure.
can we find you? How can everyone find you, buddy?
You can find me on YouTube at The Bard of the Red Hand. You can find me on all the socials, on Twitter at Red Hand Bard, Instagram at Red Hand Bard, Facebook The Bard of the Red Hand, so on and so forth. Type it in, you should be able to find me. Plus, I'm sure once the show is over, Ryan and Dan will have links in the doobly-doo down below. So click on them, come check them out. Come watch some of my content. I like to talk about anything related to Watt, but mostly I enjoy a lot of the philosophies that RJ kind of pulled from throughout history. I like to dive into those, examine them. I also like to just look at real-world history surrounding the series, so look at possible things and events that inspired RJ to maybe write some of the things he did, so on and so forth. As far as the TV show goes, like I've applied the same methodology to that. I broke down Tom's guitar a couple weeks ago, so if you're so inclined, come check that out, learn a little bit of history about that instrument, and have a good time.
Yes.
Awesome. Well said, Vance. Vance, we've been friends for a long time, and it is a travesty that it's taken so long for you to be part of our Tavern Talk. But thank you so much for joining us. We love you, man.
Yep, I appreciate y'all having me. Part of that travesty is my hellacious work schedule, so hopefully we can make it happen sooner.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't want to work I just want to bang on Tom's guitar all day.
Exactly.
Right.
One of these guitars all day.
Right,
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
That Ernie Ball Music Man right there in the center.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah,
My wife got me that for my birthday 4 years ago as a surprise. So it's my.
Oh.
Ernie Ball.
Oh,
yes.
that's awesome. That's a bold thing because someone who doesn't know guitars buying a guitar for someone who knows guitars sometimes can be a kind of just trying to fish. You know, I'd rather pick my guitar and
She took
just
me
in general.
out to buy it. I should.
Oh, I see.
she said.
She just wrapped it.
We were just out shopping. We were eating lunch and out shopping one day, and it wasn't even anywhere near my birthday. And she's like, "Do you want to go get that guitar as your birthday present?" And I was like,
Hell
"Do you
to
want
the
to go get
yeah.
a guitar as your birthday present?" I'm like, my birthday is not for 3 months. She's like, "Yeah, it's fine. We can go do it now." I was like,
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Some people would say, like, you already have 3 guitars. Why do you want another? And
exactly.
well, I'm not trying to push it on anyone, but it sounds like your wife is great and a supportive, encouraging person. Yeah. So, well, awesome. So thank you, Vance. We're just gonna do some thank you, internet. Now, so you're not missing much.
Good night, Dana. Good night, everybody.
I'll see
Vance
y'all
is
later.
leaving. We're going to do some more fun stuff. Stick around if you'd like. And yes. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk to the Dark Knight. Right
Am
here.
I the Dark Knight?
Shrouded in darkness, hiding in the shadows, elusive.
I should
Yeah, very subtle.
Right.
Very subtle. I'm very subtly saying, yeah, let's get some light on you. That'd be great.
Sorry. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
We can't see you. Yeah, yes, better, much better.
It's not
All right.
great.
No,
That's the pink light. There's the yellow one. It's not great light, but you know.
it's better. It's less secret and name, more like you're being interrogated. More like you're being interrogated
Yeah,
for a
it's
crime.
like my Getmo light. Yeah.
Sorry. Go back. Sorry.
It's like right on the wall. It's not much better.
All
Sorry.
right, Dan,
Thank you, Ray.
So you're getting ready for us. Thank you, Internet.
Yep. Sorry.
All right, so Morgan, you've witnessed this.
Yes.
It's sweeping the nation.
Oh,
But before I
fuck
get
me.
into it, guys, if you want
This nation is so clean right now, guys.
oh yeah, we've swept it so hard, from top to bottom, from right to left, from blue to red, from Capitol building to to the inner halls of Congress. We've swept it up. And if you want to help us continue to sweep the nation with joy and great content, join our Patreon. It's so little to give a little thank you, guys. Anyways, Brother Dan, I feel like I lost you to. Are you near paralysis?
I'm here. No, I'm here. Yep, I'm here.
I thought you had sleep paralysis.
Oh, what? No, I was just entranced by your dulcet tones.
It is quite dulcet tones. I am just vamping, getting ready for Thank You, Internet. Let me put on the music. Are you ready, Dan?
I am ready when you are.
All right, so Thank You, Internet.
Ooh, nice, right? Thank you, Internet. Thank you, Internet. You're the best. You're the best. You're the best. Thank you, Internet.
All right, here we go. First up.
All right, so first up, the winner of the golf tournament now, the oldest winner at 51, he's showcasing those calves. Oh, what just happened? Ooh,
Whoa.
hold on, what happened?
Oh, that could get embarrassing, Dan.
Hold on, yeah. I'm not sure what just happened. Black Tower podcast? All right, hold on. God damn it.
Thank you, Internet.
Sorry, yeah, pop that up. There you. Hold on. Jesus Christ. All right.
Actually,
here we are.
That's pretty funny because a Twitter friend of ours, a Twitter friend of ours actually just posted a video of Phil Mickelson talking about working out his calves in a weird rap video format.
Right.
Funny.
So, all right. So, sticking with that.
Oh,
Here's people who like thighs. People who like feet are scared because here comes people who like calves. Yeah, baby. Thank you, Internet.
Thank you, Internet.
Oh. Here's men with poorly turned calves. The women in Randland looking at men with well-turned calves. There was a theme there, Ryan. All right. Thank you, Internet.
Thank you, Internet.
All right. Here's the Two Rivers lad. Hail, Lord Golden Eyes. I will follow you to the last battle. Parents like, my name is Young Bull. I can smell your feelings. Two Rivers lad. What the fuck?
Yeah. Thank you, Internet.
Thank you, Internet. Oh, I like this music, right? All right. This is me. Book readers who can spell character names versus audiobook listeners who can pronounce characters' names. That's why I'm like Carhine.
And then there's me. I'm listening to the audiobook and I just refuse to accept. I'm like, nope.
What was that one you thought? Tomorrow Island?
Tomorrow Island, yes.
Yeah. Morgan, there was a part where the Ogier mentioned this Tomorrow Island. And Ryan's like, what? Why are they talking about Tomorrow Island? What is this Tomorrow Island? And I'm like, what is it? What are you talking about? It was like some old tongue that meant something else. But in the book.
Tomarol Island?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Ryan's like, Tomorrow Island.
I know. I listened to it at 1.8 speed. So.
Oh, jeez. How much time you spent on the book?
I got shit to do, bro.
You got shit to do. All right. Thank you, Internet.
Yeah, like I listen to Bus Driver all day and I listen to that shit on high speed. I'm like, I'm on Adderall. It's great.
Well, this may make sense to you then, Ryan. Because listening at 1.8 speed, you may think that he's calling him a Jeep herder. Thank you, Internet.
Well, come here, Jeep herder. He's like, how does Land know? I said, I've been doing that for the mafia for years. Like, Jesus Christ. All right. Thank you, Internet.
All right, here's a misspelled Moraine. Something goes wrong, the wheel weaves as the wheel will. It's just easy slap weapon. Flex tape. Classic.
Don't. Oh, Moraine, something goes wrong, and she fixes it and blames the wheel, even though she just does it herself, you mean? I don't get this.
No, that's an easy fix to whenever something goes wrong. Let's just say, hey, the weave wheels as the weave wills.
I think that tape is like a platitude.
The weave wheels? The platitude.
Yeah.
This is the tape of platitudes and like derivative filler.
Thank you, Internet. All right,
Thank you, Internet.
Oh, look, a shooting star. Moraine, I wish Rand would listen. This is my life's work. The shooting star turns around and goes back.
Thank you, Internet.
Thank you, Internet. All right. All right.
This is the greatest kazoo solo ever, guys. I hope you know this.
It is.
All right.
Yeah. Here's the IEL. They see Giotto. Is this the way of the leaf? Classic.
Thank you, Internet.
Thank you.
That's fucking great.
Yes.
So, there you go. Rand's betting.
All right. I think we all get that. Thank you, Internet.
And finally, Balefire. There goes Matt. This is a deeper cut.
Hells yeah.
I like this one.
It's a good one.
That's
Ravine gets removed from the pattern and Matt is back. Thank you, Internet.
Oh, More?
No more.
All right.
Stop.
Yes. All right. So, all right. God, you can't go wrong with kazoos, man. This is.
I
so
kind of
much
just,
fun.
yeah, I'm okay with just watching this thing and dancing.
If chat wants me to, I'll just keep this music going for the rest of the show.
Why wouldn't we? I don't care.
All right. All right, let's get down and dirty, man.
Turn it down just a tad, though.
What?
Well,
I'm a bass player. You don't tell me to turn it down.
I can't hear you. What?
Ouch.
I'm a drummer, Ryan. I know what you're saying. I'm like, well, come on. I don't have an amp. I hit them to make sounds. Fuck you.
Christ, man.
Adjust your volume to me. I'm the only acoustic instrument here.
All right, let's open the tavern door.
What are we talking about?
We're just bringing the tavern people back in.
Okay. Welcome back, guys.
I'm reining in this nonsense. All right, so we first did, when I just brought up the chapters we were talking about, Morgan, I brought
What
up
chapters are we talking about?
You know the ones.
I don't.
You know
the ones. You know they're super exciting.
Okay. I saw something about torture, so I'm assuming it's about the end of the book.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No,
It's chapter 40. Chapter 44 is Damane. This is where Min is
Egwene gets
visiting
captured.
Egwene.
Right.
And no, Egwene has been captured for a few weeks.
Right.
Min is like, hey, I found Bail Doman. And she's like, fuck, Min, you don't understand. This is my life now.
Okay,
And
yep.
that despair.
Yeah, she's
and
totally
it
broken.
ends. And we go through where Varen does the 5 will ride forth.
Mhm. Yeah, no. Yeah.
All right, so I wanted to focus. First, we discussed kind of like the cultural relativism of Shanshan and whether or not Egwene's captor is actually like a evil character or is it a
She's a trash ass bitch.
All right, yeah, all right, good, yeah, that was a consensus earlier. And are all the Shanshan just like trash ass bitches also?
Well, I don't think it's that simple. I'm interrupting you. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, please do.
No, you're right.
I can't stand my own voice.
Oh, okay. So you get Shanshan POVs throughout this book, and so you guys have read the series how many times?
Yeah,
I mean,
so-
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so going into like book, I'm getting an echo.
Oh, we'll turn that off.
Okay, so going into book 9, once I'm still getting an echo. Once Ebudar has fallen, and you have the book 8 where you're not hearing from Matt or anything, and then you're starting to get Shanshan POVs, and so you find out like what happened with Rena, and you are basically hearing from the POV of a Suldam who is thinking very judgy thoughts about Suldam, who can't control their charges through kindness and positive reinforcement, and basically it's sort of like having to beat or torture your Damani to get her to obey is just like the sign of like the laziest and worst way of like dealing or treating with a person. And you hear her thoughts about Rena, and she just doesn't think highly of her and judges her. And so it's like their culture is repulsive, but within the context of their culture are people who are, if they were raised right, would be good people.
I think Rena's the best you can get. I mean, to be honest, within this culture. So we have other Suldam that are like, rip her tongue out. She's what the fuck? And Rena's like, oh no, you can ask me questions. I'm gonna let you keep your name. I'm gonna do the as far as management styles go and treatment, honestly, Egwene could have done worse.
Yeah.
Egwene or Rena seems to be at least like the other people even comment on how lenient she is being. So the culture is to beat the fuck out of these women to break them. And Renna doesn't jump right into the biz. She tries to, I don't know. It could have been worse. I mean, Egwene could have literally lost her tongue and her hands because she doesn't need them to do her work.
So you're not wrong, but basically, so later on, there's kind of discussion, like I said, about like treatment of ice, or of Damani and everything. And basically, so Shanshan have like their version kind of Jito. And so, but it's very much like, this idea of whether you can look someone in the eyes or not. And so basically it's kind of like a Soldam who has to resort to those measures is basically considered someone who loses, kind of like would be someone who loses Jit, or, so it's sort of like there are Soldam who do that, and they tell Egwene about that as a way to like psychologically terrorize her. But if they were to do that, that would lose them status and honor in the eyes of other people. So I feel like, it is a threat, but it's kind of an empty threat, because if they had to resort to that, it would make them look really bad in the eyes of the other Soldam, and I believe it would get in the way of their ability to advance.
Oh, okay. So, and I hear what you're saying. So let's not take it to that extreme. But when we see Damane, they have their fingers crossed. They are staring at their toes.
Yeah.
Pretty much as a rule.
Yeah.
They are tools that, unless they are asked to be used, they just walk along. And it doesn't seem that Renna necessarily is encouraging her to just don't talk to me. Don't look at me. I don't know. It seems like the other Damane are maybe Egwene's on her way to getting there because she gets more puddings at dinner if she does so. I'm not sure the dynamic, but it's all horrible.
Yeah, it's like training a working dog,
But the only thing that we have to compare it to is the other Soldam that was riding next to Renna, who was just talking mad shit. Who was like, "Shut that bitch up!" Why? Yeah, she was just making fun of her because Egwene was talking so much.
And I think it was interesting because RJ, and I feel bad because I don't have enough understanding of history to be able to be like, oh, he was using, the Romans to compare this, that, and the other thing. There are other podcasters or content creators who have much better grasp of history than I do to be able to pull from that. But I think that he's comparing to, things in history of conquering people who come in and kind of, make a very searing impression and then are like, well, fuck off and you can go on about your business. But, you'll remember that, we are your overlords because, we made sure that you fear us. So I feel like he's giving you this kind of like impression or stereotype almost of evil Shanshan before showing you the nuance later on, kind of in the same way that he does with the Red Aja, where you get this really hardcore stereotype and then later on you actually get to meet and see different types of Red Sisters.
Yeah, and you get to see that they are like heroes in their own story, rational actors in their own narratives and within their own experiences. And that's actually a great point, Village Mattress. I was going to bring up the Khan Empire, the Mongol Empire. It seems to be very much in line with Shanshan way of taking over. The Mongols allowed the people to continue to believe what they believed, practice their own practices, as long as they just, whenever we're around, you just give us whatever we want. And you accept us as your overlord, but they very much allowed the people to maintain their identity and cultural identity which is a very fascinating aspect of the Mongol Empire, which is a fascinating aspect of this Shanshan. They just really allowed people to like continue on their way. Just follow
Well,
these.
with the caveat of destroying the village council, the existing village council. So the nuances that I've been reading in this reread is that they are destroying the government councils and installing their people that are pro Shanshan. Have you picked up on that, Morgan?
Well, yeah, they definitely do that. They're making a very searing impression on, but you also have to think that they're invading on Tomenhead and Almuth Plain, and it's a good place to pick to invade because it's a relatively sparsely populated area, and it's also an unincorporated area. So you've got to figure that the people who live in those places have to be kind of in a similar way psychologically to like Two Rivers people, where it's like they govern themselves. They don't have any, king or crown or anything. Almuth Plain has been squabbled over for 1,000 years by Aradoman and Terabon, and so they have to take care of themselves and they do their own thing. And so with these self-sustaining and self-governing villages and towns, having these people come in, I feel like would be much more likely to show stubbornness and resistance than individual countries that are more used to, following a leader, so that when the new leaders come in, once the token resistance is gone, then it's like easy to, be incorporated once you learn, as long as we go along, they're not going to harm us. So...
Right, and that's what it seems like all these villages are doing. The Shanshan come in hard and heavy. Mm-hmm. Boom, there's a scarred thing in the village green that makes Kieran want to puke from 8 months ago. But then all the villagers, for the most part, are like getting the fuck out. They're packing up wagons as high as they can load them out and going to a city, if Falma or east. But a lot of them are going to the city that the Shanshan are at because it's like, well, it seems safer, I guess.
Who would you rather be invaded and taken over by? If you're like a commoner in one of the in like Falma, would you rather be invaded by the Shanshan army or a White Cloak army?
God, that's hard to say.
Gross. Or even like an Aiel, or even the Aiel. Like, imagine if the Aiel take over. Where would you rather live? It seems like you'd rather live under the Shanshan rule, personally. But
I mean, I guess it depends. It's like if it would depend on why the Aiel were invading and what type of Aiel. Like, if it were the Shido, I would probably rather. It depends. It's like if you're a woman who can channel, you're probably safest under the Aiel. It depends on who you are, and that's kind of the point of like who is privileged under which invader. If you're, a young male, you're probably pretty privileged under, Shanshan rule. If you're a woman who might be able to channel, you're definitely not. Like, depending on where you are in society, the danger that you're in depends on the invaders. I feel like the Shanshan might be the safest bet if you're in a town like Falma. Like, they didn't have to come down as hard on Falma as the more independent villages, and I think that was just partly because a town has a more organized government, and so being able to, go in a place where a much smaller portion of the population has a say on how things are run. Like in the Two Rivers, everybody wants a say in how things are run. And so lots of people are going to speak up and be like, hey, no, everybody's got an opinion. And so having to make a really searing impression to cow everyone makes more sense. It doesn't seem like it's as necessary when there's a larger population center where you can just take out the leaders and put people in place. And then everybody's told you can go on about your business, just swear these oaths.
And all three of those options you gave, Ryan, are really good in that the invading force really doesn't respect who they are invading. So you have the Shanshan that have a complete disrespect for the mainlanders who didn't keep up with Arthur Hawkwing's oath or whatever. You have the Aiel, who have a complete disregard for wetlanders, and you have the White Cloaks that are just superior in their own mind about everything. And so and you see that when certain things happen, the Shido are just the id of the Aiel in their treatment, but for the most part, that's what the Aiel feel about the Kyrian, about anyone pretty much over the spine, is just kind of contempt. And so when you have contempt for the people that you are going against and invading, I would say that for the most part, the Shanshin are the most I would say less abusive about their installing their way of life, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like if you could survive that initial onslaught, you're like, all right, well, it seems like as long as we just kind of like say these like couple lines, we're all good.
Right.
Real quickly, guys, this is one of the greatest autocorrects in history. Comes from Village Mattress. Village Mattress says rodeo Iltrods. And I'm from now on, rodeo is now rodeo. That's amazing.
I have to agree with Village Mattress. I was incredibly excited the first time I found myself in Rodolai Veralda's head. He is fun, and it's kind of like somebody whose reputation precedes him, and so hearing about him for several books and then suddenly boom, and he's off fucking with the Shanshin was a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially in later points of view. There's some interesting choices that are made if you look at it from a literary point of view. In some of the characters that Robert Jordan chooses to have a scene from their eyes, and he gets pretty creative in some of these later on. When you look at the points of view within like the first 4 books, they're primarily still the Edmondsfield Five, more
but
or
like
less.
A random like Pat and Fane like half chapter with like
right or page. Bornhold. We got Bornhold coming up here. We got
the Great Dane.
We had we had Moraine at the end of the Eye of the World, which was a really creative thing. I like that.
Yep.
So
all right. Village is in the Gathering Storm. All right. Oh, and also Master Deck says it's why the Sanchin are so insidious. You can go about their business as long as you're not one of the people they need to torture or enslave. As long as you don't say anything. Yes. Well, I mean, most 100%. Society, but that's kind of basis of all society.
Right. And Fane's like, fuck it, I'll say whatever you fuck you want. You want me to say I'll worship a dog? Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's great. The idea that we are not only learning about individuals, but we're learning about cultures and we're learning about histories. We're not only learning about individuals who are making mistakes, we're learning about cultures who make mistakes and have to live with those mistakes, and which is phenomenal in a literary aspect and an end product, like the idea that he even attempted to do this, but he did such a great job. And it's not hard to look at like right now, like American society, and see like where you have the cultural wounds that are like equivalent to all the other great cultures in Watt that have to atone and look at their own kind of like, right? Like, so the Aiel.
Right. Through
so
people. Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah. So I mean, like obviously we have like the American history is stained by like, slavery and like the genocide of like Native Americans. We carry that stain in America. We've yet to, I think, atone for any of them adequately. We need Iran to come and like shame us all and like break us apart to really get at like what we did to these people and what we continue to do. But it is fascinating that like Robert Jordan was like to highlight. I imagine he is still like attacking American society while he is writing these books. I think he's making many criticisms about specifically American society, even though he's brought these cultures from around the world, and he has like created these cultures like as kind of like a hodgepodge of all cultures, which is a feat unto itself. There is underlying his, looking at his own life and looking at his own like American society and like the wounds that we carry. Anyways, ever think about that?
Well, that's an interesting and it's all right. So he went to the Citadel. I don't know what his political slant was at all, but I kind of think he was kind of pro-America. He was in the military. I don't know if he was drafted or if he enlisted, but
he volunteered to go into the army. And after he did his 2 tours in Vietnam, then he went to the Citadel. So he didn't go in as an officer. And he was like a day kid because he lived in Charleston. So, but the whole contrast in the actual like political situation and the way that the people that he's sympathetic to govern, or the fact that he's sympathetic to the Blue Aja and stuff like that, it seems very, it's a politics based on like kindness and compassion, and the sense that you need to, if you have surplus that can go to, people, you need to feed people, and you need to be kind to refugees, and you need to not be a shitbag. And that seems to be the general, thought of his, his main characters. And one of the struggles of his main characters is the fact that because when you're in a position of leadership, sometimes you have to put the needs of the many over the needs of the few, and sometimes you end up having to do bad things because you're, things aren't black and white in situations of conflict.
And that's apparent in the way of Leaf drama that we see early on, like very much like started early on and just kept going and going. We're like, we continue to see the way the Leaf juxtaposing everything going on for the entire book, like this idea, like there is a culture that is pacifist and nonviolent in this incredibly like violent, dramatic world. And like, I think it's, I've always read this entire series as like an anti-war, non-violence, like creed. In my opinion, I've always felt like this was like an anti-war, anti-violence book.
You also have to think, Brother Dan, that it's basically been in the last 20 years or so that the news media has become commodified, and the patriotism has become painted with a nationalistic flavor. And so that there's definitely become this sense of like, anybody with, waving flag porn or anything, where waving the flag has become sort of almost a fetishizement that expresses a certain political bent. And so it was possible to be, in the 80s and in the 90s, very much pro-American and still be espousing it from a political place of, compassion and openness, and like, it was just not so simple back then as everything being so, fractured now.
And that is very fair, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. And even Robert Jordan, right from the get-go, we see that a small village, if you don't leave this small village, you will become very xenophobic and fearful of strangers, and don't even want to talk to them Terran fairy folk, which is only a day away or two.
But really though, that's probably good though. They're all bad.
They're probably all bad. But that's a bad example. But still, xenophobia.
Well, and you see these people go out and their minds are forced to be broadened, and they're exposed to all of this different cultures, including a lot of stuff that makes them uncomfortable. And depending on which character, they adapt to it better. And depending on how open-minded they are, Matt and Egwene adapt much better than, Perrin or Nynaeve, and they just kind of, work through the world. And so, it's very interesting to, look, and he, had specifically them come from a very conservative cultures, and a very ignorant culture, so that he could do world building in such an organic way. And just expose you to all of these different cultures, and with that sense of relativism as well. So it was really brilliantly done.
It really was, and you can almost read the experience of being a young, like, American male, like going off to a foreign land, like, and experiencing that for the first time.
But
right?
it's also naive saying, "Oh, we're gonna stand out if we're wearing this stuff." So she goes and buys a beret and is like, "I'm in France now." Or I mean, there is that sort of thing. A lot of the adaptation that they're doing is because they're like, "Well, everyone will look at us if we're dressed like this. We better blend in." And so I picture it's just like an American buying a beret.
I mean, to be fair, they're wearing like silk dresses and stuff. So
with varying like length of necklines
and berets.
No, but Rand had to start off, like, in the end, like, Rand had to somehow maneuver all of these factions and cultures, and like somehow had to dip himself in, at least cursorily, in like some of these cultures to get what they need to get what he needs out of them. So I think Rand totally evolves. I don't think he's just putting on berets. I don't think he's putting on a shufa beret and then, like, the whatever, like a fake leaf. I don't think he's like just taking his shirt off at the nude beach and like pretending to be Italian, right?
He does make a great effort to understand and adapt, especially in the beginning, before he's just too tired and doesn't have enough time, and it's like, look, the last battle is coming and I don't have time for your bullshit, get along. And he is uncomfortable in certain situations, and I feel a lot of what RJ does is very much parallel to time in the military, and you've got to figure how many people he knew that were drafted. So he was a volunteer, but so many people were drafted, and I think that he does a lot of compare contrast with that, especially in the first book, because he has Egwene as the volunteer, and he shows her and all of her excitement about this is going to be awesome, and then he has these reluctant draftees, and he's in their heads, and exploring that theme throughout. And so he has lots of bits of people losing agency, because you've got to figure all of the people that he fought with who had no agency. It was like, you can go to war and hopefully you'll live and you can be there for a year, or you can go to prison. And I can't remember how long the prison sentence was for people who were like, no, I'm not going to go into the army, but it was a long time. And so that's just, you're robbed of your agency. You get one or the other. And so that seems to be a theme. And it's like frustrating, especially for people reading it now, to look at a situation like that, and we watch all of these situations where people have other people steal their agency. And it's like frustrating and almost like alien for us. And we're just kind of like, why does he write this? And I think he writes it because he saw it so much.
Right. Yeah. And Egwene chooses every dilemma she's in right now. She didn't have to go with them at all. She's like, adventure. And then Leandrin comes in and says, hey, Rand al'Thor's in danger. You guys might be able to save him. Do you want to come? They're like, yeah, let's go. That's really interesting. And right now she is in our book here, is in the worst spot of anyone. She is collared and is supposed to go across the Earth Ocean in like 2 weeks.
I mean, she's much more tempered in her choices in this book because, she faced a lot of trauma in the first book, and she gets to a point where she's regretting her choice. I mean, when she and Perrin are hiding from the White Cloaks in the steading, she's like, will you dance with me if we're home? Like, she wants to go home. But
she even danced with this lummox.
Yeah, right. So... but he has, to give you that contrast, he has, Elaine take Egwene's place, so Egwene's like, okay, we have this duty, Rand's in danger, and we have to go. And she's been dreaming about him being in danger. So she has that sense of urgency. So it makes her easy to get, hoodwinked. And then, Elaine's the one who's like, I've never had an adventure. I'm going to go on this, right. So he gives you that nice contrast.
Are you surprised that men could not have any viewings that could have warned these people about Landrin?
I mean, she did see that they were in danger. She just didn't have anything more specific.
The timing was literally like they all said, "Okay, we're going," and then she's like, "You guys are all in danger," and like they did not put A and B together.
Well, I think when Leandrin walked in, she had like a little vision of Nynaeve with a circle and a line through it, and of Egwene and a circle and line through it, like the Ghostbusters. And Min's like, I don't know what that means. Min's like, I just can't understand that.
Wrong way, do not enter. Just
right.
Well,
right.
she doesn't have the the little like interpretation book that the Shanshan seem to have, where they know what all her visions mean. So she's got to guess based upon the shit that she knows. Guess her into it. So she saw it. And she was like, "You're all in danger." Not sure exactly why. And even more now that you've agreed to go on this journey. But she also has the impression that they have to go. And she does say that.
Mm-hmm. And her visions do guide. Egwene is in utter despair. She's like, I don't know. She's like, I'm going across Shanshan. I don't know. And she's like, well, the visions I see involve Matt and Perrin and Rand and even Galad, which is weird. And she's like, I don't know what that means, but
well,
how about across the ocean?
Yeah, how about this, Dan? So yeah. Matt said, she told them. So you're talking about men. Yeah. She told them, and then she shrugged and skipped along with them.
Right.
And I think shrugging my shoulder. I want to shrug my shoulders also, or shrug my.
No, shaking my head.
Shaking my oh god, yeah. Shrug my shoulders. What is it? Anyways, so I want to shake my head, but also like if men. Believes her visions, like obviously she can do whatever, she's gonna be with Rand later on. She knows this, so she's like, yeah, I'll go do this, whatever, like side quest. I'm gonna get through because she completely and absolutely believes that in her visions. Is that right? Like, could you like explain away that almost like naive decision because she just knows?
When she brushes her hair in a mirror, does she see her own visions?
She's never seen a vision about herself.
Oh.
I thought she knew that she foresaw that she was in with Rand.
When she saw Rand, she saw 3 women's faces and one of them was hers. And she did not see that she would be with him. She just saw that at some point she would be in love with him. And so she didn't know if that would mean that, she would, I don't know, stand at his side and, use her visions for him and pine for him or what, it's just.
No, I hear you. Okay. So yeah, so they're all just, that's really, yeah. So that was a really dumb choice, man. Haha. All right.
But Min, so when Rand was all freezing and Min like crawled up and like, Min was the one who like made the initiative to warm him, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Was that vision quest or was that her?
I think that was just being pragmatic. I mean, that scene is bullshit in the sense that there's no way she could have pulled a 225 man into a house and up the stairs. I don't care how strong she was. My wife and I got a 225-pound treadmill delivered to our house, and we could barely lift it into the house, the 2 of us. And
yeah. So you're like, oh, sorry, honey, no treadmill.
The men's moving company.
Yeah.
Hey, we can move 225 pounds.
I mean, she worked in a stable, so I suppose even hauling barrels of hay around. But yeah, I'm seriously like, or if she did, she had to have Varen heal her back afterwards.
All hell, man.
That's men. There's men.
That is a sturdy. Look how sturdy she is.
Seriously,
I don't like that lamp thing. I mean, I that whole. Stout. Description of her being a lamp as a character I find to be diminishing, and I think she has more value than that.
I always thought she was so instrumental.
I think people just get frustrated because she has that period of time. She gets referred to as Rand's emotional support animal because basically at some point she's there just being comforting to him. It's sort of like she does have a purpose in the fact that she's the one that figures out the things that he needs to do as far as needing to break the seals and stuff. And there is,
which is hello.
there is no way to interestingly write a narrative where someone is over and over reading these really deep books. So it's like, how do you write the internal narrative of someone who's obviously smarter than all of the rest of us, figuring out these deep philosophical questions by reading these books over and over again? You know, you can't do that. You just show it off screen as she's sitting.
I wish that wasn't even a part of her character. I wish that she was just a physical, emotional support. I mean, we need no. I mean, to a certain degree. I mean, why does she have to become like the let me put on my research glasses and do fuck. Some people are just. It's fine just having someone love you, just being loved, just being that sort of support. You don't necessarily need to be like, oh, I also found the cure for cancer. Here it is. No,
I think
you could just be a loving person.
I think partly because, it's like Rand has, Robert Jordan wanted strong women with agency. Min already has almost no agency because her visions rob her of that. Yep. And so it's sort of like just having her, be, Rand's like puppy or something or whatever, just to like, love him and support him. If that's her only purpose, I mean, that's like, what a cliche for so much of literature of, a woman just existing, to comfort a man or be the, that's just like, so at least giving her something else to do, and a lot of people don't like it because, in book 6, she's, putting on makeup and she's growing her hair out a little bit and everything. And I always look at that scene and it's like, I find it logical behavior in the sense that she knows that Rand has already hooked up with Elaine at least a little bit. So she knows that he likes
base, at least.
Yeah. So she knows that he's into the type of woman that Elaine is. She's not going to put on a princess dress and go that far, but to, at least put on some touches of more traditional femininity because she doesn't want to pine for someone who doesn't want her. So she at least I find that logical behavior of trying to at least make yourself more like the person, like what he likes, and he never has an inner narrative where Rand wishes Min were anything but what she is. So it's kind of like one of those, logical things of trying to make yourself how you think someone wants you to be.
And Min seems fun. Min, she's she seems game. She's like, in fact, in this last chapter, she was like, they said I had to be part of the pattern. They had to put me in a spot. They said, all right, fine, you can be a servant. But some of the servants wear these gossamer, really flimsy outfits. And she's like, have you seen what they wear? She's like, I mean, that seems kind of cool. I mean, if I was betrothed or married, but I mean, so it's like, yeah, I don't know. She's down. I don't know. And out of the 3, I always thought that Elaine and Aviendra were means to an end to a certain degree. And Min was just love and support. The other, I don't know.
I always see Aviendra is the loins, Elaine is the brain, and Min is the heart, as far as the 3 parts of Rand that they appeal to. So
Aviendra the loins.
Yeah, because they have no real I just feel like they have hardcore sexual energy, but I don't know that they have very much in common. They don't really understand each other.
Nope.
They what the fuck do they talk about? It's like she's always annoyed with him, and it's they don't seem to have any real
Yeah, they basically look at each other and be like, "Yeah, remember reading, right?"
Yeah, and it's
yeah, I didn't grow up here.
He and Min have this emotional connection because they really have a good friendship, and they so really. Rand is a service top. I believe that.
All right, Googling it right now.
Oh, it's great.
Watch it.
All right. Oh, shit. Just kidding.
So,
I'll be back, guys.
So he has a strong emotional connection with Min because they have all of that. And then with Elaine, it's like he's got someone who intellectually understands the burdens of ruling and understands, the terrible choices that he has to make and doesn't judge him for those and can give him advice about that kind of stuff. And she is the one person who isn't disturbed or troubled about the idea that Luce Theron has basically conjoined in his head. They have a conversation about that, and she's like, cool, what an advantage, and he is so warmed by that this amazing woman would actually not be turned off by that or find that creepy, because Min finds it creepy.
I know. Seriously, Charles Manson just needed a woman just be like, look, not
I'm down.
crazy.
I'm down with
you're not crazy.
Right.
This is an event. Let's work with it.
So yeah, I just see, he has 3 parts of himself that these 3 women appeal to, and yeah, he's got more of a cerebral connection to Elaine, more of an emotional connection to Min, and more of a sexual connection to Avienda.
Which is funny because you can almost say he has like mommy issues, because he always thought at first he started to believe his mom is Aiel, then he learns no. So he's super confused. He's like, oh man, he's working it all out.
It turns out she was a daughter heir? Wait.
Yeah, she was the daughter of Andor.
Wah, wah, wah. And it's my dad? What? All right, and then Village Mattress says they are all aspects of Harriet. Yes. Yes. Harriet Tubman is a huge historical figure.
Harriet Tubman?
We all should give props to.
Yep. The Underground Railroad. I mean, hundreds of people.
Harriet fucking Tubman.
she was Nynaeve times 100.
So, but yeah, getting back to Min, I really like the character of Min, especially through the 2nd book. She does a lot of great stuff in the 4th book, the 5th book. I don't.
Question. When she encounters Lanfear, why didn't she tell anybody?
I don't know that she didn't. I'm wondering if she told Moiraine, but Moiraine would never have told anybody else. I've debated with myself about that. So the best she tells Perrin is, if you see the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, run. I don't know why she wouldn't have told him. If you see that woman, it's Lanfear, but maybe she didn't see the point of that, or what? Or Moiraine said...
weirdest thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's like, and she just spills the beans. She's like, yeah, call me Lanfear.
But there's a lot of
evil.
There's a lot of inconsistencies or things that don't kind of gel in the 3rd book, which is one of the reasons why I think it's one of the worst of the Wheel of Time books. I think it's one of the best of the Wheel of Time books in a lot of ways, but I think it's also one of the worst, or one of the weakest.
The plot developments are grand and
and it's
executed
fun.
Well. Yeah.
It's fun, and I think it's the climax is one of the best of them, but it has a lot of weak writing and a lot of things that don't make sense or just don't go on.
You know what Robert Jordan starts using is this phrase, all. He goes, all this, all that. And it's, if you start focusing on it, it's the laziest writing ever. You'd be like, oh, here's a group of people all dressed in finery. And then he'll be like, oh, here's someone all, and then he'll use the word all in another way. And it's it's so awkward how he's using it. And it's just, I just started noticing it in book 3.
So yeah, I don't notice that much, but I do notice that there are a handful of paragraph transitions or sentence transitions where I'm just like, yeah. But
phoned it in.
But at the same time, it's like, you don't know what his deadline was to get it out. And it's like, I have a novel in a drawer because the first 70 pages aren't as good as the rest of it, and I've never been able to make them perfect. But if it were broken up into a series and those first 70 pages got sent out in 3 volumes, and as I got further on I was then like, oh fuck, I fucked this up, you can't go back and fix it because they're already published, but right. He was at least able to put them out there, as opposed to someone who's like, it's not perfect enough, I'm just going to stick it in a drawer because I'm sick of looking at it. So I don't give him too hard a time for it.
Okay, fine. I'll be part of your writing team. Send it to me. I'll see.
All
what I
right,
can
let's
do.
open that
Let's
drawer
do
up,
it.
Morgan.
Let's
What's
do
going
it.
on?
All right, let's make this the next project. Fine, fine.
This is
I mean, I've had multiple people read it. It's just like,
what?
Fine.
Any puppets?
no.
Any
No
English
puppets.
pages?
Yeah, I've had a
Do
teacher
it.
read it. I've had multiple people read it. So
Well,
it's
if you
just-
want
it's
extra
the problem
credits,
is that it's too long. Like it's printed out and that it's like a first novel, and now I've like finally actually understood how many words it has, and it's about the length of the eye of the world. So it's like it really needs some. It needs help.
It needs an editor, right?
it needs the Hemingway treatment.
Yeah,
Nope.
see, I'd
Give it the old Harriet Tubman.
No,
Yeah,
Oh yeah. What
no,
genre?
Harriet didn't do that. I don't think.
Amanda
Yeah, that's-
Sowen wants to know what is gonorrhea?
What Genry?
What
genre?
genre?
Genry is that?
It's
What
just-
genre?
It's just literary fiction. It's about the human condition, which a friend of mine was like, that's what people say their books are about when they suck.
Whoa.
She said that in a friendly fashion. I let her
That's
read
real.
it too.
I want to meet your friend. That's amazing.
The human condition. It's just a blanket, you know.
So basically, it's a lot of people doing their hair and using conditioner. That's great.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
The
I
human
admit
conditioner.
It's a love story.
Well, yes, please. Everything's got to be a love story.
Well,
What
let's push this, man. If seriously, if you want help,
It's about-
not help, but
It's about a gay baseball player, and it takes place in 1988 and
Obvious
1989.
fiction, because that's obviously never happened before.
not in
Well-
1988. Nope.
No, 1998, 1999. Well,
No.
he ends
Just
up
kidding.
getting kicked off the team. I live in reality. You know? It's sad. He has to choose whether he's going to have to, come out because his boyfriend finally is like, I can't do this anymore, or whether he's going to play baseball. And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I can do other shit. So,
All right.
Oh, wow, that sounds
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah,
That
it's
sounds
like-
awesome.
It's like you're 23, you have to grow up and decide you can't have everything you want. Basically, it's like the theme of the book is life isn't fair. Shut the fuck up and quit crying and make a choice.
All right. So
Well,
how does it? So
And
how
fuck
does it
your
end?
friend, because that is the human condition.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, she was just
No,
my
I'm
friends
playing.
are terrible.
I'm playing.
Okay, so you have to
I'm
understand.
playing.
Okay, 10 years ago I had
It's okay.
10 years ago I had cancer, and so talking to doctors about it afterwards, and they're like, that must have been terrible, and I'm like, I got through it fine because I have friends that weren't afraid to make fun of me for having cancer, and they all just kind of look at me like,
Right.
so that's
Yes.
the kind of friend is a friend who will laugh at you when you have cancer. So
Hey, how everyone's doing? Not you, Morgan. I know you have cancer, but how's everyone else doing?
it's like, like you're being punished because you're terrible and stuff like that, or I say something bitchy, and it's like, no wonder God gave you
Oh,
cancer.
God hates you. Oh, God hates you so much.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I think I'd get along with your friends okay. Actually,
All right. Oh no, my wife's even better because and I told her, I'm like, you have to go to work on Monday and you have to tell everyone that you said this, because her lead right now is this like really soppy older lesbian who's all about feelings and words matter and everybody's energy, and they all want to punch her face because they're terrible people. So my father also has cancer and is probably, like terminal, but he never asked any questions. So at this point, we don't know.
Mhm.
And so, I've been really sad about that lately. And
Yeah,
so I
hell
was
yeah.
upset last night, and she's like, it probably won't be terrible like this forever. She's like, eventually, because my wife is realistic and logical, and she's like, so eventually you'll probably get to the point where, it just numbs out and you won't feel anything at all anymore. And she just, so I cried harder for about 10 seconds, and then I just started to laugh because I'm like, that's just about the worst thing you could say to
That's
somebody.
great. At some point, you'll just numb out.
Yeah, at some point you just won't feel anything.
That's great. Which
It's just, so yeah, at that point I laughed for about 5 minutes. Because I just sort of
Comfortably numb.
I was just sort of like, I'm like, so that's true. And that's like the utterly tactless shit that you're not supposed to say to anyone. And I'm like, so that's the kind of shit that, like that's what makes me white hot, Jeff, because it's like 100% totally true. I'm like, so you got to go to work on Monday and you have to tell people that you said that, because some of the people at work, because I used to work with her, that's where I worked, I'm like, are so terrible they'll laugh at you because they think that's so funny. And your fucking feelings matter and words matter lead will think you're the most horrible person ever, and that will also be funny. So that's just like,
that's good.
That's so great.
It's
Yes.
great.
Well, I hope she carries through with the dare.
So do I, because I'm like, okay, you said that to me and I cried harder for 10 seconds, so your punishment is you have to tell everybody that you said it.
And people are going to laugh and cover their eyes and go, you are so horrible. Ha ha.
All right. What does she say you should do with your book, Morgan?
She suggests that I should probably try. It's just like, and part of the problem too is because, I wrote it in 2008, and it's kind of like, so, everything has become a lot more woke since then. So it's like, I go back and look at it or think back at it. I haven't actually looked at it in a long time because I got so sick of it. It was like, there's a lot back there that I'm kind of like, I think a lot of it is probably pretty cringy without even realizing, because it's just sort of like, I've become a lot more aware of things.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, I would need to go through it again. And I know that that's the thing. It needs to be gone through again. And that's just work and effort that I'm, it's like I'm getting mildly arthritic. I have tendonitis in my hands. I'm having to work, in my arms. I'm having to work through different things. So it's sort of like, I always have to think, how much effort am I going to put into, typing? It's like, so I need to type my notes up. I have to, so it's like, what do I have to work with? So I have my podcast. It takes a lot of time, and, so it's just a matter of, what are you going to spend your time on?
Right. And the difference between 14 years in even the acceptance of gay athletes has changed. And so some of the things that may have been entirely true and relevant with a baseball team 14 years ago might not necessarily reflect how it would be today. But
I mean,
it may certainly would as well, though.
Yeah.
Because it may certainly well. I mean, so we haven't crossed any huge fence. It's just that there's been a couple more people that have put a leg over or two, but there's not like that's like, oh, okay, having gay athletes on a team is completely not even an issue. It is, I would imagine, is still an issue. It would just be a different nuance of issue than it would, 15 years ago, but that it's still very relevant. And that's an interesting, because the line is moving, but it's not moving, but it's moving. But it hasn't moved, but it's moving, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I mean, it's like the whole thing about, gay baseball players, just kind of the little thing that I wrap the story up in to move it through. But, it's like, I've also thought about it, and, I took about 10 years off of reading Watt because I was focused on that.
Gay baseball?
But it's like, thinking back now, having reread Watt, 2 or 3 times in the last couple of years, how much Robert Jordan influenced my own writing, and just like the certain ways that he structures sentences and stuff like that. I mean,
wow.
I don't describe things the way he does. My prose is a lot more succinct in a lot of ways, but his like ways of ending chapters, or the fact that he, will do like those double describing things where he'll, use a word and then describe it afterwards in a kind of arty way or whatever, and I'm like, oh, and now I feel self-conscious about that.
Well, imitation is the greatest form of flattery, and we all are stepping on the shoulders of giants. So if you're getting a little boost, if Robert Jordan's making little hand cups for you to get up over this wall, then fuck it, do it. I mean, yeah.
Wait,
gladly.
Dan,
What? No, come on. Wait, come on. What? I was down with my mixed metaphor.
I know, but you say if he gives you a handcuff, you fuck him.
No, fuck it.
Cups,
You take it.
hand cups.
I know. Then you said you fuck it. Like I'm saying, like
And then
that's
fuck
weird.
it. Get over that wall.
I would like put my foot in it and use it to get over the wall. Like you're like humping his hands. That's crazy, Dan.
Well, yeah.
Dan meant a hand stirrup.
And he would look me right in the eye as I was doing it. He would say, "You done? You done? All right, let's go." And get me up over the wall. I'm so gross, Morgan.
Obviously, it doesn't trouble me.
Yes. We're talking about exactly that. Dan is trying to pretend he didn't mean that, but that's obvious what he said. Well, Play the tape. All right. No,
Ryan, I was the bass that bit on your lure.
I just want to say real quick, Matt Stagger, I hear you, my friend, and we wish you the best. And thank God you keep coming to us for your laughs. We hope we're helping out for sure.
My man, I can't wait to meet you someday, Matt Stagger. For real.
Held to the
I'm meeting people on Discord, Ryan. Did you know I met Village Mattress just this week?
You met him?
Yeah, I went to. Yeah, he's going to be a guest next week. We'll show some pictures, but yeah, I met him. We golfed. He beat me, and then I bought him dinner.
Okay, well, I think you shouldn't have admitted that in front of Morgan because now all the guests are going to expect you to go meet them and golf with them before they go on the show.
If you are within 4 hours drive, I may do it.
I'm not within 4 hours drive.
Yeah.
If you ever come to SpoilerCon, or next year I'm going to JordanCon.
Next year I'm planning it as well.
Oh, well, there you go. Flesh friends.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's amazing.
Yeah. And he's as great as he seems.
Does it smell good? Trip. He smells good. I imagine he smells really good.
He smelled. It wasn't offensive at all.
I imagine he smells like a new car.
I wouldn't say good. I wouldn't say bad. I didn't even sniff him, which is great.
I don't think new cars smell good.
What? You don't like the smell of pleather?
No.
Fresh pleather?
Of Arnold.
All right, yeah. Let's seriously do like a golf outing at JordanCon.
Oh shit!
22.
Chris,
we'll organize a Watt golf tournament. Let's do that. Fuck. All right, I'm a genius. We're gonna have a Watt.
Hold on, wait. I'm a genius because I read Village's Mattresses quote and I said yes, I'll do that. I'm a genius.
No, I said let's do a tournament, a golf tournament, a Watt golf tournament. All right.
Well, what does outing mean?
That's like a jaunt. An outing is just like a couple of friends getting together.
It's
just a flesh friends.
I'm giving Village Mattress all the props right now, right?
All right, no, yeah. If Village Mattress was meeting a tournament, then he could come clean. I do not think so. All right.
Are we talking about the Wheel of Time?
We're talking. It's community. The way the Leaf tournament. Yeah. See, he's down. All right, we're community building.
13 Forsaken, 18 holes.
Yeah. Guys, does everyone know that Morgan has a Patreon? Like, let's get real. She sat here for over an hour because in the end she wants
we lost our guests. Our guests were awesome, but we burnt them out. We did our thing.
Yeah.
And look who's there.
We cleaned up.
Mwah.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, so Morgan has a Patreon, and if you join the $10 level, which I'm really going to emphasize right now, you will get personalized video blogs from Morgan. Am I correct?
Eventually, once I get the YouTube going.
Yes. Yes. You will eventually get video blogs. You will get personalized. Will they be personalized? Will you say my name?
It wasn't personalized. It was
will you call me whatever I want? And we go.
It's like, hey there, Ryan. Thank you for being a guest.
It was more like I'm just like randomly talking about the Wheel of Time, and then maybe just going off about whatever.
Yeah. I like your random talks. I think they're fun. I liked your when you would get high and just kind of just talk about things. You're like, all right, I just smoked a bowl and I want to talk about the Tinkers or whatever.
Frolic feet. It was frolic feet.
Yeah. And are you still doing conversations with your wife?
Well, those have.
I mean, like
out.
On record, or I'm sure you're talking to your wife.
No,
right?
do you
talk to your wife? Do you have conversations with your wife
when she gets home? Do you just silence her out?
Those have stalled out a little bit because her reading has stalled out a little bit. She's been busy doing other stuff. So I don't know how that's going to keep going or whether I'm going to have to reshuffle. She will watch the show with me, so I may end up like reorienting that and we'll just talk about the show. So we'll have to see.
Well, I every time I hear you guys, I wish I was your neighbors. Like you guys seem so cool, like for real. So I'm getting that vibe. Just so
we're not the best neighbors. We vacuum in the middle of the night.
Well, just so long as you're not above me, I don't care.
Everyone's above you, Dan. You're really small.
And I'm in the basement right now. I'm subterranean.
You're all right. Well, let's wrap this up, everybody.
Wrap it like a Father's Day gift.
Yes, let's wrap it like Eminem.
Father's Day's gifts are kind of sloppy and just paper, newspaper wrapping. So let's just wrap it up sloppy.
All right, as always, please like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, on Instagram. Follow Morgan from Podcast on the Dragon. She has a YouTube channel. We don't know it. Maybe she'll publish it someday. She is on Twitter. She has a podcast. We will have that link in the description of this video ASAP. Morgan,
and also Ryan,
right.
Let's also say Malkier Talks is a part of our show. He's been busy as fuck the last few weeks. He hasn't been able to join us. He was hoping to tonight, but he was not. But the content he is doing on his channel right now is top notch. It is truly killing it. And I don't know, Morgan, if you heard the last one, it was about a representation within the Wheel of Time.
I didn't hear it, but
it's so good. It's so good. It has Miss Sarah James. It has Lesbian Nerdy. It has
He basically is like, why are there not British people in the Wheel of Time?
Why are there no British? Why are there no chefs?
There's so little chefs in the Wheel of Time. Geez, why are there no YouTubers in the Wheel of Time?
Everyone can make honey cakes. This is a very difficult skill. No, it's wonderful. He did that, and he had the week before he had Ask a Wise One, which was so poignant and touching. These people were just asking these life questions like Dear Abby style. It was so great. I mean, Rob is killing it. So when you're back, Rob, the door is always open, and we can't wait to see you. So I just Malkier Talks everywhere on YouTube's and all that. So just wanted to give our boy some love.
Yep, and let's not forget, last but not least, Village Mattress.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's move that. Put me in the middle. I don't mind being covered, Ryan.
Village Mattress. Here we go. Guys, we have an official sponsor, our friend Village Mattress. He is based out of Scienceville, Indiana, but that doesn't matter because the world is global. You can shop globally, but act locally, and that's what you do when you work with Village Mattress because he's a huge part of this Wheel of Time community, and he's going to offer you, I'm telling you, our listeners, our friends, our fans, 30 to 50% off your entire order if you go to villagefurnitureandmattress.com, look at his inventory, and then reach out to him. You got to call him at 317-523-6831 or email him at villagemattress@gmail.com. In fact, you can text this guy because we're modern, man. He's like, I'd rather text anyways. Who likes to call anybody?
Yeah, who likes calling? But he will answer your call personally. He's a family-owned business. He's a local business that will try to ship and accommodate you as much as he can. He's a fan of the Wheel of Time community. He's a major member of this. And guys, we all need to sleep. We all need betting. And try to up your game. Check it out. And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. That's fine. But give him a call and see if the guy has tons of options. I was just there this last weekend. And he has so many couches and beds. Like it's so goddamn impressive. So, and in fact, he's going to be on next week. We're going to talk to him a little bit more about that visit. But yeah, just give it a check, man. Give him a call. Look on his website and see if it works.
All right. Yes. What a great. We're never getting better at this.
We're not forcing anything. We're just providing an opportunity, Ryan.
Yeah, we're providing a service. All right. As we're wrapping it up, let's start the car.
Start the car. We got to go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an amazing 3-hour plus Tavern Talk. We start off with luminaries of the community, Riddhima and Bard of the Red Hand. We outlasted them like the endurance runners we are, and they tagged in Morgan from Podcast of the Dragon, who took us home, bringing us the insights and the witticisms and the humor and compassion that she brings to everything she does, I imagine. I'll talk to your wife about that later.
Probably.
All right. Yeah. We'll work on your lighting, Morgan, for your YouTube channel. We'll help you out, girl. We got a lot to do. You're gonna be the best YouTuber around. Everybody wants to listen to you, and your podcast is great. But I imagine if you were to give us snappy 10-minute videos, they will go viral. You will be a sensation, and you will maybe give us some little tidbits of kernels of love. Anyways, we love you. And again, we ourselves have a Patreon, so join it and help us out. This shit takes a lot of time. Everything you guys do is super motivating. And I just want to say one last thing. Brother Dan, you are killing it. The energy you bring to the show every day is inspiring to me. And your new bits, your new segments you're coming up with are super fun. This is all Dan right here. Pharmaceutical Watt Neighbor, Italian Town. Boom. All Dan. All day. Dan comes up with it all, and he is pushing this. You're a big driver of the show, Dan. We love you. Guys.
Ryan, thank you for doing the video production for everything. I just throw my ideas at you, and you make it happen. So, yeah, we are a team. You can't ride a bike with one foot. You need 2 feet.
You might. Oh, maybe.
2 feet. One goes down and the other goes up.
Yeah, let's. Yeah.
No, come on. No. You can't ride an 1800s bike with a big wheel.
Okay, you're right. You cannot ride an 1800s bike with a big wheel with only one.
You can't
leg.
ride a unicycle.
They do not make prosthetic legs to match those. Yeah, you're right. But
so thank you, Ryan. I love you.
Yeah. No, there's no the sound of one hand clapping, Dan. We are 2 hands clapping. Let's do it. Let's clap in Morgan's face. Psh. All right.
No, Morgan was clapping right with bam.
It's the
Morgan, you are the best. Thank you each and every time you join us. I hope it's next week. Goddamn. I love you so much.
Love you guys.
All right.